Okay, it's 5:30. Calling the meeting to order. Pawlet Public Library Board of Trustees. First is to review our operating norms. As a board, we will focus on agenda topics, be open-minded, respect each other, value different viewpoints, be responsive and responsible to our community with reference to the strategic plan, make decisions based on data and facts, listen to each other, be reflective, and run meetings that respect time, have concise agendas, and are transparent. And I think Martha Schoeneman had asked us to read the vision statement and the mission statement too, and I just thought I'd just start off this, hi Martha, the organizational meeting just to start off. So our vision is the Pawlet Public Library is an essential player in sustaining and celebrating a vibrant, revitalized, and resilient community. Our mission statement is the Pawlet Public Library's mission is to provide a leadership role in unifying the community through shared resources and meaningful experiences for all generations. Okay, next we have addition or deletion of agenda items. Does anybody have any suggestions for that? Or the only thing I had was on the action B, signing the Code of Ethics, and I mentioned in an email to the board that this was just in our bylaws, and I pulled it out, and I thought maybe we would just want to review that as a board and then agree to sign it at some point, so that can be amended to just maybe a discussion of that, or our bylaws and the Code of Ethics.
Okay. Is that something that you guys do with the school board? We
sign a Code of Ethics, yes.
So that's...
Yeah. And it's just a nice, I think it's a good way of reaffirming it, but also I thought maybe we would want to look through our bylaws as an organization, not tonight necessarily, but, you know, with an idea of reorganizing, seeing if they meet our needs now, or, you know, if we want any changes. So
you're just saying take it off as an action item?
Well, it's not even really, it actually doesn't have, I mean, it's just we wouldn't sign it, I guess. So, okay, so if, I don't know if I should make that motion then to have B just be maybe a discussion of our Code of Ethics in the bylaws and an idea, a talk, like planning when we would actually formally sign it as a board.
Does everybody have it in front of them?
It's in our, yeah, it's in our bylaws. I think we all got a copy of them last.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Are you talking about, okay, the Code of Ethics now we're talking about?
Yeah, it's within the bylaws.
This is what you sent us today, right? Also, it's within the bylaws, but didn't you, this is what you sent us?
I just retyped it out.
Do we not, we don't have to necessarily change that, we would just vote to not sign it today?
Yeah.
To a vote?
Or sign it?
Yeah, I don't know. It's, yeah, exactly.
Well, do we want more time to review it, or does everybody feel pretty comfortable with it?
I feel comfortable.
I feel comfortable with it.
Okay, all right then.
Is that, so just leave that?
Okay, so I'll withdraw my half
I just
motion.
wanted to know if we could add minutes from the meeting on the 25th.
I missed the, oh, right, okay.
I assume everyone has got a chance to look at them.
So do you want to make a motion to add that to the agenda?
Yeah, if that would be Grace.
Motion to add that.
And the second,
I'll second that.
any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
So, any opposed? So we will approve the January 25th minutes as well. Okay. Okay. So we have public comment. Do we have anybody in the public who has public comment? Well, okay, seeing none, we'll move on to board organization. First is election of officers. And I didn't list them, sorry. So
I'd like
First
to
would
make a
be-
motion to nominate Corey Rail as chair. I feel like that you've done a good job the last 3 months chairing our board meetings, and I think that would be, well, anyway, does anybody want to second it?
I'll second it.
Now we can discuss it.
Okay, any discussion?
I don't know if
Or
you,
any other? Okay, I guess, all in favor?
Aye.
I,
Aye.
Okay. I didn't hear. Okay, so no opposed. Okay, thank you all. Then do we have a nomination for secretary?
I would ask you, Grace, if
Oh,
you'd be
yes.
so gracious.
If anybody's interested in being secretary.
Would you be interested in re-upping your secretary position? I'm happy to nominate Grace Larson as the treasurer.
Secretary.
Thank you. Reading treasurer.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you, Grace. Okay, so nominations for treasurer.
This is why I don't want, my hesitation.
Oh, well,
Or being chair.
right, okay,
Sorry, I just,
okay, thank you. Anybody, any interest in treasurer?
Is there an issue with being both, in having two roles?
The chair cannot be the treasurer,
Okay.
but the secretary can, and there's no other, yeah, there is a lot, it is a lot, so I don't, I think both positions have quite a bit of,
Yes.
paperwork. So.
I'd nominate Lauren, if she'd take it. She'd be
And
good.
I would promise to work through anything. I kind of laid out a lot of what I had to learn and needed to know. So it's kind of in that.
It hasn't been seconded yet.
Oh, okay.
I'll second
Okay, discussion on that.
Yeah, I would need training, obviously. And I would have to say up front that there's no way I'll be as thorough as Corey, but I'll try my best.
Thanks. But I've definitely, it's, hope to have handed over in a good position for you, definitely.
Sure,
If you,
thank you.
any other discussion? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. We have a new slate of officers. Oh, right, okay. Yes. Designate agenda posting locations and methods. So,
Did you want to look at the code of ethics now, or you want to wait?
oh, sorry, I did skip that, didn't I? Yes, the B is signing code of ethics. Okay, so that is, I had just pulled it out from our bylaws. So that is, it's kind of a long section of that.
Right.
Have everybody had a chance to read it? And everybody said they agreed with that. So I don't have an actual signature form for it right now. Did you, we can put that on that, pass that one around?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, so nomination, or a motion for signing the code of ethics.
I'll make a motion, we sign the code of ethics tonight that you presented.
Okay. And again, with no changes to what was already in the...
It's already in the
Yep.
bylaws and no changes.
Taking questions for each of
Oh,
them.
sure, yes.
Is that the same code of ethics that's been in the bylaws?
Yes,
for the
it
last
is.
year?
Yep, I just pulled it out, like I said, like it's customary to do that to sign that as, and like kind of affirm a dedication to that.
With every new board that's elected?
Every year.
Well, it's just like every year,
Once a
we
year.
sign one, a conflict of interest statement on the, for the school board. So that, I just, proposed doing that to sign it. Again, yes, it's from the bylaws that I believe, April 7th, 2020 bylaws.
I will.
Oh, did someone second that?
I think I first did it.
I seconded it.
You seconded it?
Okay, and we're discussing, oh, yes, okay. Any more discussion? And, okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, thank you all. So now we're on to C, designate agenda posting locations and methods. So by that I meant electronic and or physical, the physical ones, the electronic ones. It is, we learned that we have to post to our website every, for all notices, for all warnings, and then the physical locations. So we have had the Pawlet Post Office, as well as the West Pawlet Post Office, the Town Hall, and the library.
And Front Porch Forum.
Oh, in the front porch forum, but I guess in our discussion, when we're designating it, the ones that we designate, we absolutely have to. In the front porch forum, there's a little lag in it, so, I mean, I guess if we commit to having the agenda out earlier, which should happen, and that's on me. What I have been doing in the past is like just being kind of a perfectionist about having having the right agenda, and then I realized there's the addition or deletion, so it doesn't have to, you can't be, so I could commit to getting that out earlier. But we don't have control over the front porch forum as far as the posting, so I guess it's better
It's
within our.
generally posted within a day though, and I don't think it's
You
ever
want to
been.
make it mandatory, or do you want to?
Yeah, so if we
Right.
miss it, and then we have an
And then-
open meeting law violation.
I wanted to ask Grace, because you've done it for us so far, but is it ever a problem or an issue to get it posted onto the website?
Not now.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, then, so it can be an option.
And
So,
Deb posts it on other things, but it's not mandatory that she does it, but
right.
So the mandatory.
So what we're designating are the mandatory ones, and if we don't do those, then we are in violation of open meeting law.
Gotcha.
That's why.
Okay.
And then, but we can sort of attempt to do the other methods, which is our Facebook page, the front porch forum, and I don't know if we ever post it physically anywhere else. I don't think that's necessary. Okay. So do, somebody make a motion for the designation?
I'll motion to designate the website, the Pawlet Post Office, West Pawlet Post Office, the library, and the town hall for posting.
I'll second.
Okay, any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, those are our designated locations and methods. Okay. All right, D, designate paper of record. So you had said,
yeah, I spoke with Deb Hawkins, and I just texted Julie briefly, and they both said that the Rutland Herald is a lot more money than the Manchester Journal to put an ad in or put a notice in. And so I'm thinking either one of them, both of them are either paper or online. I would go with the Manchester Journal.
What is the price difference, do you know?
But no.
And also-
I know the Rutland Herald's like $480 or $460 for a,
What
like
does
that.
the select board do?
they pick the Rutland Herald and
They pay for it?
and they pay for it, yeah.
I didn't understand that.
I think-
that we had to, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Last year when we were deciding, Deb said that there was she sent out like a blast to all of everywhere that the select board was sending their warnings to. We also, is that not the case?
She did say that, right? She did say that she sends that as well, but I was trying to cover the bases because our council had said that
Yes.
it needed to be sent to a physical paper, and it was over the time when I couldn't reach Deb. It was over like a Friday or a Thursday.
Okay.
So I contacted the Herald and I just sent it to whatever I think, I can't remember if it was a news person. I called him, then I emailed, and I said what I needed to do. And it was, so, we just got a bill for it, which I didn't know about until now. So, I thought, I was told that we would send it to a paper, and the paper would determine whether or not it's newsworthy, and then it's on them to publish. That's what our lawyer said.
Yeah, but that's like putting out a news item or something like that.
Right, like a press release?
Like a press release,
right.
rather than something that's required to post.
Right.
And also, I mean, sorry, I don't mean to
No,
interrupt,
I'm done.
but like, this seems like it's not advertising. It's
Right.
It should be.
I know.
It's a different rate
But I think
from advertising.
they're treating it as like something, like a legal thing that you have to post.
It's like a legal
change
notice.
name or
So, can I ask a
bankruptcy.
question?
Yeah.
Do we need to post the agenda, or is it just an announcement, right?
Or like if we
It's
change
the
our
agenda.
bylaws.
We have to,
If we have to post something to make it legal, like if we were-
Like a change of our bylaws.
Right.
Would have to be posted, doesn't it? That has to be
Something like-
warrant.
no, that one said
That
just.
wouldn't have to be in the
It's just
paper.
warned, it's just, yeah, that was written notice to the board for the change bylaws.
So we don't have to actually, they don't have to print the agenda? or
That's what I was told. They don't have to print it. They can decide,
Doesn't
but
does the guide just do a calendar?
I don't know. Right. I don't know.
I don't see the guide anymore. I don't.
The guide doesn't print anymore.
Oh, right, right.
They don't go to print anymore.
So,
And then with the journal, they print once a week, but if you don't pay, then you don't get access to their digital.
Same with,
but that's for any
same with the
newspaper,
other one too. Same with the Herald.
right?
Would they-
Oh.
Would they put it on the calendar, though?
I don't know. That I don't know. That we wouldn't use this very often. We wouldn't use it as often as the town would. It would be like if we're changing bylaws or some, I can't even think of
Putting
what.
something
Well,
out to
we're putting
bid.
an ad for.
Putting
Putting
something
out
out to
something
bid.
for bid.
Yes.
Like that's
Yeah.
when the select board uses this. Something where, so, like those kind of things.
Yeah, and I mean, I was thinking about it, and I thought that the journal has covered the library board, so it seems like it's not, they've considered us newsworthy in that respect, so that it seemed like maybe that would be our paper.
So I'm still confused. This is not for notice of meetings.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, and we wouldn't be using it for notices of meetings anyway.
But we do have, maybe it was a special meeting?
I think maybe just special meetings, because I'm looking at our procedures,
Right.
and, for regular meetings, that
No.
doesn't seem like it's necessary.
No.
But a special meeting might have to be because it's outside of the...
Regular
because our-
meeting date?
Yes, because our regular meeting dates are set.
But it wouldn't get in time.
Because that's we only...
In a special meeting, we only need 24
Yeah,
hours.
I know, it doesn't,
I
so,
get what you're saying.
I guess, I mean,
yeah.
It would be very rare that we would use it. If we were, it would be for a legal thing. If we were, I don't know what. Something,
If we had to put a
something
notice
with
out.
lawyers or something with, changing our rules and regulations maybe.
yeah.
Putting something out for bid too.
But we may not even use it in a whole year.
But it just seems cost prohibitive to do it every time. I feel like that's...
Right.
No,
that's-
we wouldn't.
So I think that was a misunderstanding
That was
with
wrong.
the
Right.
Herald.
Yeah.
And they didn't communicate with me, so. So do we have, it's like not
So this is just if we need to publish a
For-
notice
for
a
legal
special
notices?
reason.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So this is designating paper of record for legal notices.
Yeah.
And the, okay. I can get clarification about the, if it was just because of the special meeting,
Can we
because,
table it?
huh?
Could we table it until that information becomes clear?
Sure.
It just because, or,
Sure, yeah.
I
don't know.
Yeah, I've been on the select board and
Right.
I know what it's for.
Right.
So, but y'all haven't been, so that's
Do
clear.
you think
If you
the
feel like-
journal's fine?
Yeah.
Is that what the select board does now? They're the
No,
Rutland,
they
oh,
use
right,
the
they're,
Rutland Herald, but it's a lot more money.
But why do you think they do that?
Habit? I don't know. Do we have a select board member here? No. Yeah.
I just, yeah.
I think that we should have a paper of record for, between now and the next meeting, I guess, so we could revisit it if you want,
I
but,
just feel like Rutland, we're in Rutland County, so
Right.
somehow that makes some kind of sense to me, because
Right.
I know that the Journal has carried but they're affiliated with the Bennington Banner, and I just feel like the Rutland Herald is in our county. I don't know, but
I think that's probably why, too.
and I just think if I was gonna look for something like that, a warning, I'd more look towards the bigger papers, like the Banner or the Herald. I wouldn't look at the Journal for
Yeah,
warnings.
we won't use it very often, so
Yeah.
whatever, but I try to save a buck.
All right.
Would it
Can't argue
be-
that.
Would it be who we had to publish with if we wanted to put out a request for a proposal?
I think so. Yeah.
And I feel like, the readership of the Rutland Herald would give us more, I mean, yes, it is more money,
Would give us more.
but it would give us, if we're using it for advertising, if we're using it for, to communicate with the public, it makes sense to have a bigger paper.
How much the difference is?
No, nobody knows.
Because if it's,
It could be a
Insignificant.
couple $100, but
But
we
if we're not
don't,
even gonna use it
we're
often.
not gonna use it very often.
Right. I guess it's probably based on space, too,
Oh, sure,
so,
yeah.
Okay.
The square you
okay.
buy.
Right, okay, so, is anybody ready to make a motion?
I'd make a motion to use, and don't think that I'm not caring about the fiscal implication, but I'm gonna make a motion to designate the Rutland Herald as our paper.
I'll second that.
Does any more
wanna discuss
discussion?
anymore?
This is a robust discussion. I think we did consider a lot in here.
That's fine.
I will, and, okay, so, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No.
All right,
Okay.
I'm not opposed.
Okay.
No, I'm,
You eyed late.
I,
Okay.
Do we need to discuss, since we're kind of in that, it did discuss the bill that came through before the, do we need to retroactively,
Well, it's not on the warrant because I didn't get it, I had done the warrant already, so, but, I was intending to talk about it with the,
So we'll talk about it with me next month.
yeah, no, I mean, I could put it on this, I think that this is confusing, but I think that I would talk about the stuff that was on this treasurer's report. Okay. And I will clarify about with our council what
what it's for.
when I was told to send to the record, the paper.
That was about.
Okay. So we're moving on to E, establishing committees and committee members. I think that the committees we have in our bylaws, the standing committees, right in the bylaws, are nominating committee, annual book sale committee, and the fundraising committee. And I did not talk about changing this. I didn't actually address that in my notes, but I'm wondering, it feels to me like a nominating, this is for the future, the nominating committee would be for a much bigger board. I just don't, because it's a slate of officers 3 months prior to March, then that means that only officers are people who haven't been elected, but we're so small and we have 3 officers that it just doesn't make sense to me. But that committee stands right now because we haven't done a notice about any possible change to that, but I just
That is-
wanted to
okay.
discuss that. Sorry, yeah?
That's what I was thinking too originally, but they also are supposed to deal with filling vacancies, nominating people to fill.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we
that,
could
I feel
just
like, is
take,
Maybe, I don't know, that's a kind of a different aspect that seems a little bit more,
okay.
I'm not.
So we could just,
I think it's important enough, but I think that's worth thinking about.
all right, that makes sense. So I'll put this to put on in writing to the board before the next meeting, and then put on the agenda for the next meeting to discuss it. And then it would be the following one, we would amend that bylaw to have that. So right now, there would be still a nominating committee, which it says 3 months prior to the March, I mean, it hasn't been done, so. I don't know, it's kind of weird timing. But yes, that's a good catch on that, Grace, about the, possible candidates.
It doesn't say so much that's for people running, but I would think that would also be for people filling out remainders, you know.
Right, yep,
We've had.
I would think so. But yeah, I guess we
not
can
sure if I
discuss
think
if that's
that's a
a
good
worth
idea,
a committee or not, we can discuss
Right,
that, yeah, okay. So then we are left with the book sale committee and the fundraising committee. And I don't know if we have any discussion on those. It says that the chair appoints the people to these committees, which sounds good. Yeah, but,
It says the standing committee's chairs will be chosen at the March organizational meeting. By
right,
volunteering process, or I guess so I mean, it can, or by appointment by the chair. So it could be either or.
there was one I saw, I don't know where it was, in the chair's duties, I think, maybe.
Okay,
Appoints all committees and serves as ex officio voting member of all committees.
okay.
Which that can be discussed as well, because I mean, I would think that it's more likely to be some, not an appointment, like, the board would
force
decide,
anybody.
right?
You're not gonna force anybody.
Yeah,
Like some of these, there's a little bit of conflict between.
yeah, I think so. So that's why I keep talking about going through the bylaws, because
Yeah.
they go back and forth,
And
and
between the
it's,
bylaws and the rules of procedures.
Exactly,
They don't
yeah.
always line up.
yeah, exactly. So then that would be something, but not, you know, down the line, maybe next month or the month after, I don't know. So, is anybody interested in being on the book sale committee?
I would if no one else wants to.
Is anybody in the public interested in being on the book sale committee for the library? Linda?
No one wants to be on it.
No, aren't you on it? Or weren't you on it?
It's not a committee.
Oh, okay,
Volunteers.
okay. But,
Yeah, we're volunteers.
okay.
To help the committee.
Oh, okay. So you wouldn't
I think
meet,
actually everyone on the board usually gets involved in wholesale, so.
Right.
It's sort of the committee, whether you like it or not.
well, yeah, I mean, it says, the book sale committee shall include the board chair, other trustees, and representatives of the sorting center volunteers. So, that's what we're just going by, that's,
Okay.
it seems like that would be a good connection to have between the board and the book.
Who's going to be head of that committee on the board?
I don't know.
Ms. Larson.
How about Sue?
How about Grace? No. I don't think wait a minute.
What are the duties of this?
Well, that we don't know, right? Good question.
I would kind of imagine it would be to
So-
find out what the volunteers need for the board to do, mostly.
Right, and to organize,
They gave us a good handout here.
and to organize the, like, the process, the logistics, but, yeah,
This is.
and organize the
I saw
day.
this last year, and this is extremely helpful.
Yes, it is very helpful.
Usually somebody runs publicity, somebody runs food, somebody runs volunteers, somebody runs logistics.
Right. Did you meet then formally?
Sometimes.
Occasionally, yeah.
2 years ago we did, we had, you know, there was several members of the board and then several members of the public. And we
Yeah,
met.
right here.
That's what I'm looking at, yeah.
Yeah.
But this was never presented last year.
No, I don't think it was.
Yeah, 2 years ago, and I don't want to cut in here. Each board member had a duty that everybody was responsible for. And then, like, say, you know, Lauren has to get all the drivers
Oh, okay.
together to move the books to
Right.
Mattawee. And to get the Boy Scouts to help unload, and then somebody else is involved in getting food for all the volunteers that work for the weekend. There's just a lot. And
Yeah,
then
that's what
your
this is.
first step, though, is to get permission from the school. You have to save those dates from the school, and they have to sign a paper.
Right. Like a
Yes.
use, yep.
A usage, yeah. And then
Yeah. I don't
it's
know
a
if
big
somebody
project
talked
for
about
one
that.
person to take on, but if you
Right.
break it up into steps, it's a lot easier, and a lot of us have done it over and over and over.
Right.
This is enormously helpful.
It
I know
is.
that the
It
library's
is.
gone through so much turmoil without a director,
It is.
but this is fantastic.
Yes.
Because none of this came to this wasn't shared with us last year.
Yes.
So, and with, not having that experience, I know some board members have had experience with
Well,
it,
even
but
having experience, it's nice to have a list.
Yeah.
Sure is, yeah.
And you can always update it with new volunteers and everything. That's your biggest thing. You need volunteers.
Do we know who our volunteers are? Do we have a list of volunteers?
There is a
and who
list, it's
they are?
included in with the,
There was a list, but that's
But
not for book sale, or is it?
there is
Jen
some in the
okay,
book
Jen.
sale, in the logistics paper. that
Yeah, there's two.
Linda had.
Volunteers?
Yeah.
But not all of them, I mean, there's not that many left. They're
a
all,
lot of cross-offs.
yeah.
Oh, mine is just a new,
Yes.
oh, this one is what I was looking at. Book sale, and it just says Jed and Janine, so.
Mine, I forgot to print it. I looked at it, I forgot to print it.
So we need new volunteers, we need strong backs.
Yeah, so I did talk to Linda about, some of the needs, and that was apparent, somebody, the difficulty is the time, I think, because I was thinking about that, if we get students, they can't get there during the 9 to 11 time frame on a weekday.
Well, St. Gobain
Right.
volunteered last year, and the Boy Scouts, but it's in.
Sorting out the Tuesdays leading
Sorting.
up to, yeah,
Yeah.
Sorting.
Well, I do have one person
okay,
as one of our volunteers that I've been training to have, to step up to the plate if I get sick, like the last time, and she said that she would love to help with the book sale or be involved. So, yeah, I mean, we could do a shout out.
yeah.
People are interested.
Hannah, yes, I'm sorry.
Put her down.
Yes, Hannah's,
Okay.
okay, you're gonna be running it.
The biggest problem is we do need some backs. I mean, we're aging out, the 4 people that are there all the time.
Yeah, we're laughing, we're all on Medicare. This is not, it's not just you're picking up, oh, this is a first edition Jane Austen.
No, you're picking
It's
up the
grunt work.
boxes.
It's grunt work. I'm
Yeah.
setting up tables,
Yeah.
breaking down, cleaning out the barn.
Right.
It's a lot of
Moving
heavy work.
boxes.
I was really hoping
Minutes
that
and
the
mails.
schools would encourage community service hours.
But the problem is during the
Yeah, they
week
don't
when they
respond.
need it, it's not,
I mean, Longtrodden's had a half day on Fridays, don't they? Or Burton does.
but it's not the Tuesday 9 to
Oh, it has to be
11
Tuesday.
shift.
Yeah, even on Saturdays, the kids never seem to show up.
Yeah, but you know
They're
what?
just not interested.
Okay.
Seniors often have very flexible schedules. I just think it's something that should be revisited again.
Okay, well, that would be, I guess, a committee thing, so, so we have, yeah?
So we just talked about having a committee, but it looks like, are we saying that the full board is the committee then?
We're deciding that at
You
this
said that
point.
Grace is the leader, and then we're gonna all have different responsibilities. But
Okay, I
I
just
think
wanted to
that you
clarify.
did you want a person,
Yeah, Grace,
Yeah, go-to person.
a go-to person is probably, I think one person that channels the communication.
no.
I just
not-
think it's
you're not-
more organized if there's one person
Oh,
that
definitely.
that has the communication and can delegate and have,
Definitely.
and keep track of the information. If
You
you're,
can get in there and know who's, we can talk to.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yes.
And Sue's been, you were here 2 or 3 years, right?
and before that, yeah. I've helped with the book sale a lot of years, but, and I will help. I'm a little concerned about, the number of volunteers and then who will we get, and will we get, good people. But, I'm all for having Grace be the point person, and then you can delegate and.
It's great, so.
Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I have that for books, thank you, yes, the book sale, Grace is the lead, from the board. book sorters, Hannah, Sue's going to help, and and the board members will help, we might get sort of assigned tasks, or we can help with whatever is our sort of,
Can we put you down?
thing. Sorry, did I miss some hands? Am I putting Mr. Herbert on there?
I thought I saw his hand go up.
Sometimes it's hard to see people if they want to talk.
Well, Nick
Okay.
and I can push for volunteers.
Right.
See what we can get.
Right.
And,
We could do like book sale yoga, like.
there you go, yeah, there you go.
teacher, I can.
See? I think I can. Bone builders, exactly. Just move over to the barn. Might have to heat the barn a little bit, but.
And we just kind of need a date when it's going to start. Do you have an idea, maybe of when the?
Well, I think the end of April when the barn warms up a little bit,
Okay.
it's like a
'Cause
cave.
I'm already fielding phone calls, so it's
People are
like.
ready to get rid of
Well,
books.
just tell them to wait until we post
We
it.
were just,
Okay, I can do that.
Corey and I were just in there.
Yeah, with some, there was snow in there, yeah. So,
Great. Good.
I actually wore a coat, if that matters to anybody. I did. It was, yep,
believe it.
I did. I should have taken a picture. Okay, so the next committee is fundraising, and I think, does anybody, it says it's board and chair and trustees for this one. Does anybody have an interest in being on fundraising committee? Yes, Lauren?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Joni? Sure. Okay. Well,
Wait, so I'm,
No.
it's me?
No, we're just saying hi with our eyes.
we don't want
No.
Wait, so you guys are all in the,
No, I think we're all kind of doing everything and we're choosing one point person.
Okay.
That's what I'm understanding, is that correct?
I think so.
So we're
Yeah.
all
That's
doing the
where
book
we-
sorting,
Yes.
but
Not
Grace is the
sorting.
point person.
Book
Sorry,
sale. Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
just,
Giving it a spot.
no, I
Yep.
just,
Yep, heard. And then we're all doing the fundraising, but we're choosing one person to be the point person. Is that what we're doing?
I'll choose,
Well,
yeah.
So they have a point of contact for.
Yeah, so now we need a point
the
of contact.
fundraising committee is for the other
do it. You can do it.
fundraisers, though. It's not for the book sale. So
You wanna
it's
do it?
pulled out.
You want to do it?
Well,
And you would work with Nina as well on.
Right.
For the.
Right, because that's Dina's,
So that
Yeah.
point person
Yeah.
I
would
would
be the working
be happy to be the
Nina.
point person for that position,
Oh.
unless you would like to be.
no.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Are you saying you will?
I will.
Oh, okay.
all right. And then, so these committees, will they have standalone meetings or just be in our regular meetings?
I think they should have standalone meetings.
Okay. So that one is going to be a warrant, open meeting. So we could figure out times for that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so we have those. Okay, on to, I don't think, do we have to vote on those or just, it doesn't say that. No, it says appointed, so that's okay.
no.
Okay, set regular meeting dates and time.
Right.
Does anybody have any thoughts on that?
Do you want to keep it, that if the select board has a meeting, do you want to keep it like that, or do you want to change it to just have us every
different day?
second, no, every,
Oh, I think if we're reporting to the select board, I think it's kind of good to not have a conflict with it.
well, we're at 5:30 and they're at 7.
Yeah, well, I was gonna ask if anybody was interested in changing it to 6, because I've heard from a lot of people that they can't get to the meetings because of work. They work somewhere far and they can't get here at 5:30 very easily. So I was going to ask about that.
But keep it the same Tuesday
Well,
idea?
Tuesday
okay.
is fine, but if we wanted to go later in the week, or that would help with like the notices and stuff, but
If we moved it to Wednesday, there wouldn't be a conflict with yoga, there wouldn't be a conflict with the select board meeting.
okay.
I mean, that's one option. I mean, is there a reason that Tuesday was chosen?
I don't think, I think it might have been to have this library board meeting and then go to the select board meetings, honestly, at some point, because it's earlier than the select board meetings.
Right.
So,
What day are school board meetings?
Mondays.
Okay.
I think
I
it's,
would be fine with Wednesday. Doesn't matter to me.
I prefer a Tuesday because, well, I mean, I guess it really doesn't matter all that much, but Wednesdays and Thursdays being sometimes that easier, like our weekend days.
You want to just do Tuesday at 6?
Yeah. And then unless there's a select board meeting, then we bump it for.
Right, the first Tuesday of the month, unless it's a conflict, and then we do the second Tuesday.
Unless anyone else has an issue with Tuesdays.
Or we could do the second Tuesday
guys?
unless there's a conflict,
Oh, okay.
and then do the first Tuesday, but I think the other way is more, it's already established.
Okay, yeah, and people know it.
So the first Tuesday of the month at 6 o'clock unless there's a select board meeting, and then it's the second Tuesday of the month.
Is that a motion?
That's my motion.
Okay. Do I have a second?
A second.
Okay, any more discussion on that time? Okay. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, so 6 o'clock. First Tuesday, unless conflict. Okay, okay, next is bylaw amendment. Propose adding vice chair to officers that would be voted on at our next regular meeting. I sent just the wording, really simple wording to everybody, just that we should have add a vice chair as an officer, and that their duties would be to perform the chair's duties if the chair was not able to. I don't have I guess I emailed it, and I don't think I printed that out. Sorry. Did I?
I don't know if you did. Did you? Oh, no, that's.
No, I didn't. I guess I didn't. I have it, I can get on my computer. But right now, I guess it's just that discussion about that.
I was just curious about why you wanted the vote to be next meeting.
That's how it is on, I looked it up on the statute of
Okay, I just didn't see that
of
in
the
the
board.
bylaws.
It's not in our bylaws, it's actually in like Vermont, I don't know if it was the library or just Vermont guide for boards. So it's just that it can be discussed and then, and I don't know why, but it has to have an extra notice so that other people know and the public can probably weigh in on it. And, yeah. Do we
need a motion for that?
Interestingly enough, that's in our rules of procedure,
what is?
vice chair.
See, yeah. Okay. That's weird.
Which makes a lot of sense to me.
Yes, me too. I mean, yeah, because I've been concerned about that, just the continuity, you know, and the ability to warn meetings or.
Yeah, and a couple of times last year, we would have benefited from having a vice chair.
Right, and it just wasn't, it was attempted, but not, the procedure wasn't following this. So that didn't happen, so let me see if I can. Put that on.
Are you looking for the wording?
I am, so sorry, okay. Here's the written notice that I had sent to the board. I propose that we amend the bylaws to include vice chair as one of the officers of the library board. The vice chair's duties would be to perform the chair's duties in the event that the chair is not able to do so. That's all.
Can I make that motion? Or do we have to make a motion on that, or not? Yes?
This would, I guess,
Amend the bylaw?
to propose, we're supposed to, it should be voted on at our next meeting,
Oh.
the adding of the vice chair, but I think the discussion, so we could maybe make a motion to add it, to vote on it at the next meeting.
Okay, I'll make a motion to vote on adding a vice chair to our officers at the next meeting.
Okay, second?
I'll second that.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, great. We will put that on next month's agenda. Okay, now on to secretary's report.
I don't have anything to report.
Okay.
Just the minutes.
Just the minutes, okay?
Are we gonna add that other there's 2 sets of minutes, correct?
Yes, so I need a motion for both of them.
I'll make a motion to, separately or together?
Together's fine, I
Okay,
think.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from January 25th, 25, and February 11th, 2025.
Great. Second?
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, I couldn't tell. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, there we have it. So treasurer's report, which is, I will do, and then this will be yours, Lauren. I have the approve and sign the warrant, which I emailed out to everybody. And I will pass it around.
I did have a question about the shelves that I think Linda bought. I'm just wondering, because we didn't discuss it at all, what that was for.
They were just, it was a note with shelves for the children's room.
Oh. The broken, was it new ones, or the broken wheels, or?
The wheels have been broken for quite a while
Yeah.
before they rotted.
Yeah, they're like plastic, right? And it's
How
heavy.
old is the library now? That's how old they were.
Right, okay, sorry, I can read out the numbers for people. It's the total amount of expenses is $976.97, which $101.90 was put on a credit card, and that bill has been paid, so then the check would be, it's the total for $875.07, and it is all regular bills except for the shelving, the small shelving. So I can pass this around. I think I'll start down at the bottom, then or I don't know if you guys can do that. And I guess, do I have a motion to approve that warrant?
I'll make that motion.
And the second?
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion, more discussion about it? I guess, were you wondering about, like, if
Well, just procedurally, I guess.
how, I don't know if there's
I'm not sure.
like a limit, like for the other things, or if it's just within the library's sort of normal, yeah, just like,
It was like, our, junior ER is getting very big and we were running out of space. So we thought about, looking into getting a bookshelf for it.
Right.
And Linda just happened to go to the Curiosity Shop in Rutland that weekend, and she found the perfect one and bought it, and it's like, okay, here it is. So we're going to go to the board, but we weren't, it was like $35.
right, it was less than 50.
And it worked perfectly. So,
Yeah. Okay. To have a vote on the?
Yeah, I'll make it. Did we motion?
We motion, we just vote. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Lauren, would you be able to
Yeah, I
bring this
will.
down? Okay.
Yeah.
So, and then I don't know, we can work out how to deal with the treasurer duties, Lauren, I guess we can work that out. Okay, and then B is just a discussion, just a budget update with the, I haven't done the fiscal year, I didn't do fiscal year 26, I'm sorry, I just did an update for fiscal year 25, and I just put our actuals in. So, I don't know if anybody has questions about the numbers, or it's still like, or there are a lot of unknowns, and part of our duties would be fundraising, and we don't know that, the income coming in. I don't know. So it's, most of the things are lower, expenses are lower, the revenue is also lower, but, that right now it looks like we have a surplus of $9,000 to our budget, and I did not calculate the percentage, like how far along in the year we are versus how much we've spent out of the budget, I can do that, or I can help you do that, Lauren. It's just a line, like a, just a column we would have to do that. I don't know if anybody has any questions or concerns.
No, how often are we gonna review the budget? Like, what are you?
Well, I would imagine maybe quarterly, but I don't know. I don't know that it was done, or it doesn't have, I didn't have any guidelines for that, like, I don't recall if there are anything in the bylaws. So I think that would be helpful.
Yeah.
Just to stay, especially, right now as we're just kind of going through without a director, so we don't have, we just kind of don't know, where things are going to end up. Yeah. So this is, wait, the fiscal year is July ends in June. So I don't know if we would do it like the meeting after the quarter. So like the April one would be the budget discussion, so that the March 31st, everything could go in, and then that would
Isn't our meeting April 1st?
that would be, yeah, that would be hard. Yeah.
It's a Tuesday?
But, yeah, it is, yeah.
I'm
So,
not positive about that, but I think so.
it is, because my birthday's on a Tuesday, 2 weeks after that meeting. So, I mean, we can determine the schedule that works, I guess, but the point is to have some regular input on that, and I gave this to, did I give you guys copies? I made 2 copies. I might have, yes, so I did make 2 copies so that everybody, like, you guys know where things are, and to bring up concerns, for you to bring up concerns or questions, or, the idea of when we would buy books, or how often, or if there's a season for that, or any, those kinds of things are helpful. So I think that's it for the discussion. Okay. All right. I have, next was the Joni, the grants. Yeah, and I think both of those, I didn't know there were 2.
Yep, so
Yeah.
there's,
Okay, I didn't hear back from you, so I wasn't sure what that,
Sure.
yeah,
So I started going through the AARP grant, which is a grant for accessibility in small communities, and it's a grant that would be really perfect for us. But the timeline of the grant was very fast. It's they award the money in June, and everything has to be spent by the 15th of December. And given the fact that that's such a fast turnaround, I decided that we should probably defer till next year. It's a yearly grant, and I spoke with Jessica about the MERP grant, and it seemed really like once we get the MERP grant underway and have those projects done, we'll have a much clearer idea of what we need here, and we'll be we'll be poised for next January to be able to execute that grant.
so it opens in January?
So it opens in January, closes in March.
Okay.
And so it seems like, and since it's this is its 4th year, and all of the literature seems like it's just continuing to grow every year. So it seemed like that would be a great idea. For the libraries Transforming Communities grant, the LOOP grant, as we've been calling it, Grace and I have been talking about how we're going to start having community engagement. We've reached out to Laurel Siegel, who is the director of deaf, hard of hearing, and deaf-blind services through the State Department, and we're waiting to hear back from her on ways that we can make sure that the technology that we're using or the services that we're providing are best practices for our community, and what the best way to engage with the community is. And also, per the ALA's recommendations, we've started going through the orientation information for round 1 for grant recipients, so that we can be up to date on what we need to be doing. So there's been some action taken, but there's nothing moving forward necessarily.
Okay, so what is the next step would be?
The next steps are completing that orientation.
Okay.
And then having community engagement conversations to figure out, once we hear back from Laura Siegel, excuse me, we'll have a better idea of how we should engage more with our community, and then we will start that process so that we can have, make sure that we are involving the community in the process and making sure that we're getting the community what they need.
Yeah, so is that orientation just for you, or is it?
It's the entire
board, or
the entire board is welcome to it.
Okay.
The orientation is just for the grant itself.
Right.
There's some helpful parts to the orientation where it talks about accessibility and the importance of accessibility for libraries, which everybody, making sure that our website is accessible for people who are both or blind, or sight compromised, or deaf, or hearing impaired.
Right, okay.
So that would be helpful for the board, and I'm happy to send that if you guys are interested. But
That'd be great.
okay.
And so is the orientation, is it also like a session, or is it just going to be something like that we can access?
It's a pre-recorded session. It's 4 to 6 hours long, and it's everybody can access it if you're interested.
Yeah,
Cool. Thanks, Joni.
yeah, thank you. So this will be, oh, sorry, Barbara? Yeah.
How much is that grant, Joni?
That grant was for $10,000, or the AARP grant, or the
AARP?
The AARP grant is, so a couple years ago it was up to $50,000. It's a sliding amount, so some communities are getting grants of, $1,500, some people are getting $25,000. It's based on need-based, so it's a really great opportunity. The thing that I was thinking that would be the most useful would be to repair the front steps so that there's graspable handrails, and that the concrete itself is more, I guess, structurally sound. Concrete, exactly. But I didn't want to move on it before I had board approval, and since there was no time between last meeting,
Right.
when it was approved and when the grant was due on March 5th, I decided to defer. But
Sorry.
but that grant is really exciting, and there's other ones out there that I'm finding. So as those come up, I will bring them up to the board.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe the fundraising committee would be look at that as a project, because I've seen some grants that I thought, I think that we would be able to do, and I think that's a good thing. You wouldn't want to waste the time, like you want it to be something that the board's invested in and that we know and we think is going to help, and then get the grant money. So that would, so it seems like a good use of resources to wait.
Thank you.
So then we'll have this on the agenda going forward, just grant updates?
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good.
And if anybody finds anything that you think would be applicable, please feel free to submit it, because, it's worth exploring.
Sure. Okay, discussion, I don't know about Action Energy Grant through Town of Pawlet Select Board. I think maybe if there's any interest in being a part of the discussion, I think they do want one person from the board to be part of that discussion, but I don't know that there's necessary
Yeah,
action.
it's a cardinal.
You got good hearing.
I can hear it too. Is it like bouncing off the?
Must be, it must be echoing.
It sounds, yeah.
I'm interested in being part of that committee, but but I'm sure more than one of us could be.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
interested in it too?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I'll defer to Sue then.
No, I don't think it has to be, I think it could be two people.
Well, if you're gonna put a name down though, put it down Sue.
Soon.
I'm putting both of you.
Okay.
Okay. I don't think that there's anything to do just yet, so.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Next is, the big one.
Yeah.
Approving job descriptions and policies for hiring and evaluation.
What are these? You want to pass this back to Joni? Joni, you handed these out, right?
Yes. I mean, I think I got some of them. There's another one that I didn't do, which is a rubric for hiring. And I didn't see this one while I was doing it.
Oh, yeah, yeah, those are nice.
So this is a rubric for hiring from the Vermont website.
Wait, I don't think I got that.
I was in the back of my binder and I didn't see it. I'm sorry, so I can make sure that I get that to you all. If you want to pass it around to just...
Sure, just
Yeah, I think that...
scoring.
Yeah, I think it's helpful. I think one thing that, for me, is that the board, I think, I think we could make a rubric for ourselves, each of us, to sort of evaluate which of these qualities are important, because I feel like some of us, we're making decisions that are different than each other, but there's a reason for it, and I think it would be helpful for us to understand and acknowledge, like, somebody might prioritize one thing over another, so their candidate is going to be different than the other, but it's weighted, you know, it's their own sort of value system, and I think that might be helpful for us to understand just before we go, or we can each have it so that it weights it so that when we have our ranked system of what we want in a candidate, and then you would rank the candidates, and then, you know, they would get a score, like, for each person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and that way, if you've interviewed 5 people, you're trying to think, well, how was she really on this or he on this?
Right.
And then you've got it there, oh, they were a 5 on, I gave them a 5 on this, or...
Yeah.
And then when you're done, you can add it up and...
And then it's just numbers, and then you're on data and facts, and that's our...
Yeah.
But how will you grade, like, if you're saying that each one of us might have a different value system of what the importance of something?
I just think that would help for us.
Be interesting.
It would, I think it might, I don't know for sure, I haven't talked to anybody, like, about, like, the math of it, but I think it would make it average out, or at least be good talking points, so that we would be able to sort of put some data on what we're talking about.
Yep.
But I feel like, I like what you're saying about each person having different values, but I feel like we would need to have one document.
Right.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Can you
Right.
explain that? Okay.
Yeah. Right, but like your score, if you did your own personal values and then your own personal score for each candidate, you would have they would have numbers, right?
Right.
They would still have numbers, so then...
Right.
It'd be
interesting.
It'd be interesting. I think that it makes sense. I mean, we could do a mock-up so that you could see what I mean by that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So is that, I was looking at... Okay, so, should we do the job descriptions or first? That's on here, but I can do
Probably
either.
job description first.
Okay, so we have the old ones, and one thing I think going forward would be to put dates on, like, as a footer.
Yes.
On all of our documents, because when I'm looking through this stuff, it's so many different ones, and it's frustrating. And then sometimes they look so different, and it's just a font, you know, and it makes it look super different. And okay, so the library director job description, and this one we have is approved September 2021.
Right.
Does anybody have?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I had some questions about, in the second paragraph, supervision. I think that, I don't think that the director, in equal collaboration with the board of trustees, should be supervising I think, even according to the bylaws, the director manages the employees at the library. So we hire, and the director talks to us, but that the director then manages the people at the library. And I think that got us into, in my opinion, that was, last year, that was an issue. I just feel like it should be more clear that the director is the overseer of the employees of the library, and that we then have a relationship with the director. And I think it was also referenced, yeah, so the supervising and training staff and volunteers, it's that they hire in collaboration with the board. I mean, I think that it would make sense for a director to come back and maybe talk to us about those, the people that they're interested in, but I still think that they need to have that power. And, there is a tier of power, and we're at the top, and then the director, and then the employees. I think that...
Well, and we give the director what they need to do their job.
I think that maybe there's just, the wording is so that we approve the salaries, so that's what that would, I think maybe if we break that out,
Then say that.
Right, exactly, because there is some element of the trustees hiring somebody, right?
Well, you mean more than the director? Because they set the pay, or because...
I think that the board would approve the pay. I don't know.
Then we need to say that it's specifically about the pay and not about all the other parts.
Right. Or we could say that the director would we could just say that the director would have the ability to work within the budget that's already approved by the board, maybe? I don't know.
I mean, that makes sense.
That was loud.
It's nice, it sounds good.
They supervise all other...
And even when I looked at the rubrics from the Vermont Library Department, when they have the breakdown of the jobs and people's responsibilities in that job, it has the director managing the employees and the volunteers.
Right, yes.
It's pretty clear. So I think that sentence could be eliminated.
Well, we would need some kind of sentence about the director hiring staff, I think.
Yeah.
Isn't that in there?
The library director is hired by and
in the second page, supervising and training staff and volunteers, the director hires, trains, schedules, and evaluates all staff and volunteers.
But it says hires in collaboration with board.
That's what I think I don't think it should be in collaboration. I mean, I just...
Within the budget set by the board.
Oh, I see.
You want something like that?
Because you want the separation, yeah. Well, what would that look like on that supervision? Just completely remove it? I think that there needs to be, well, okay.
Did we have another example of a director job description? I can't... No, those were evaluations.
No, I don't think so.
I think that for supervision, the library director is hired by and is responsible to the board of trustees.
And then
the library director
supervises
all other library staff and volunteers. I don't think you need to add anything else.
Do you say hires? Or just...
Well, I did write hires and supervises, but,
okay.
I mean, I guess, I'm trying to think, like, if, in the past, and I obviously wasn't part of the board, but if the director, whoever the director was, and Adele has been here the longest in the working environment, if a director was going to be hiring somebody, would they then, you guys would advertise, the director would interview, and then would the director then approach the board and say, this is...
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's...
Taking candidates, yes.
So but that wordage allows for that, because they are responsible to us.
Right.
So I don't think that we do it in collaboration with them. I think they do it and then they present it to us.
Okay. That,
So I don't know why this was changed in 2021, or why that was added or not added.
oh, that was changed?
Well, I don't know.
Oh,
I have
okay.
no idea.
I'm just trying to figure out if there's ever an appropriate time that the board would need to be there, and if there was a reason that the word collaboration was
I think
there.
it has it potentially could be abusive, and we are in litigation, and I really feel like that doesn't need to be in there. I think that if the director comes and has
As a candidate.
we discuss it, we can discuss it in executive session. We have ultimate power.
And
And we just have the budget, right, that's our contribution to that.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense, and I do think that, right, that equal collaboration is kind of problematic.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any objections to taking that sentence out?
No.
I took it out.
Race? Are you unsure? We could also, if you want, we could discuss it tonight and we can, no, I mean,
I guess I'm just,
Uh-huh.
I mean, is there a way to put in there that, I mean, ultimately, if the board is managing salaries, then they are involved in hiring. I agree, I don't like the equal collaboration.
Yeah.
We're involved in saying,
We have this much money.
we have
for
this much
staff.
money and, yeah, we have, this is the most or whatever that they can get paid, yeah.
but we already know in our bylaws, our responsibilities are to set the salaries.
Right.
And to manage the.
Right.
So that's already given that we.
I guess I wouldn't want to, make it sound like the director has that. That's up to the director.
But I think though in our bylaws, it already is our responsibility. So I think that's a given. I don't think that gives the director free rein to like set a pay scale,
yeah.
but this is good that we're talking about it, but I think that ultimately it's us we present our desires to the select board. Ultimately, they have final say.
Right now, we just asked for the appropriation.
I guess there's the
Right,
question
that's true.
of like, does the board know about, like see an offer letter before it gets sent? As far, because that would include pay. I guess that's my question.
And, okay,
Yeah, like how does the
Or does the
director,
director just come to the board and say, oh, I already hired this person?
so if the director goes through that process, they must, how is it that they're informed with the pay scale? Like how do they know how much they're willing or able to pay somebody that they hire?
that would be within the budget, and that's already worked out, a year ahead, or, the
So
fiscal
that's
year,
like,
so.
yeah, it's not like
kind
a
of
free rein.
Right. Where is it in the bylaws that the board, I just, because I'm curious.
I thought that, because I could be obviously mistaken, so I didn't have a copy of the bylaws with me.
Oh, okay.
What was your question, Corey?
She thought that there was a statement in the bylaws about the board hiring,
I had a bunch of, and I didn't bring it with me, but I did, when I had this information together, I had also the printout from the state, which sort of had the chain of command, but I could have been confusing, so perhaps it isn't in the bylaw that, are you reading them now?
I
Because there
did.
aren't very many.
I did skim through it, and I can't find where I couldn't find it.
Well, then Grace's point is a good one.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I just feel like
But those words are absent anyway, like as far as, the budget
right.
here.
And I'm just wondering if we can just say they throughout the whole thing, rather than she, he, they, is that?
Yeah.
Does anybody have a, because it's so convoluted.
It's cumbersome.
Yeah, okay.
So maybe hires and supervises all other library staff and volunteers,
how could we,
Hires within the,
within the budget set forth from the board, or but within,
Right, or maybe, comes to the board for approval of salary, then the board would, then that's where the board would weigh in, I don't know.
so you can just say
do you guys have any
period.
recollection of how that was done before? No?
I don't think anybody was hired.
Do you remember, Nina?
Not in my term.
I have my offer letter, but I don't know how Lindsay handled it.
Right.
I think she just hired me. I think she took it, like, I think it was, she took it as her responsibility.
You were a grant.
And then the board, obviously, I think the board hires, in my mind, the board hires the director.
Yeah.
But that's kind of where it stops.
Right, but you started out on a grant, right?
No.
No, you had.
That was Sarah Young that started
Oh,
with
Sarah. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
So we don't know where she got that number, you know, or it
Right.
wasn't through the board. If you guys were you guys here then or no?
No.
You weren't here, that was.
I think I was here when Nina was hired, but like just barely, and I wasn't here for any of the,
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
I
here
didn't
when
know
Sarah
anything
was
about the
hired, but I don't,
that was a grant.
yeah, and that was a grant.
Right. Okay, so,
I don't think it's been a problem in the past though.
No, but
I know. I know.
I mean, I love to make things shorter, not longer,
right,
but
but you don't want to
Same time.
take something out that's
Do you have an
important.
idea of how to write it or what it could sound like?
make a sentence.
Like take that sentence out and put one in or add to the end of that?
And we could just also, like, work through this, come up with where we need to put input, and then come back next month and have wording and stuff, because that's gonna be pretty long, and we have like, or we could,
I just feel like
Or we could just
if we
take
can
this
adopt it
one.
tonight, then we can go forward and try to advertise next month. I mean, that just delays.
well, we also have to do the hiring process, that's next month.
Okay.
And the procedures, and
So we could table this until next month and come up with, we could look
just
for,
to finesse the wording, I'm just talking about, I mean,
Let's come up with a sentence.
We
come
can-
up with a
what about
sentence.
within the...
but if
the
we get really
library-
stuck,
within,
The
yeah,
library director acts within the budget approved by the board to hire paid library staff and supervises all library
Yeah.
staff and volunteers.
okay, yeah.
yeah, I think that sounds good. Will you read the full sentence back,
So,
please?
the library director acts within the budget approved by the board to hire other paid library staff. Period. They supervise all library staff and volunteers.
Great.
Okay. So, then the service, I like the way it's broken down, actually, service to the community. And then there's, I mean, I'm just noting this, or emphasizing long-range planning in conjunction with the board. The service is kind of reaching out to the community and working with the community.
Well, yeah.
I didn't have any more.
So on the second page, under supervising and training staff and volunteers, I would like to just cross out in collaboration with the board, so hires, trains, schedules, and evaluates all staff and volunteers.
Oh, hires,
Because I think it goes without saying it, that they will collaborate with the board, because the director's
reports to the board.
reports to the board. So I just don't think it needs to be in writing there.
But I think that, I don't see why we would redact it. I feel like sometimes even though things are implied, it's helpful to just state them. Because we wouldn't want to get into a situation where it wasn't understood that it was implied.
But I think.
Going forward, we're also gonna have.
Collaboration, what does collaboration mean? That's not defined at all, so then that's where, to me, then.
Okay, so we need to define the word collaboration.
We're also
Right.
gonna have defined evaluations, like we're gonna have, hopefully we'll adopt evaluations tonight.
The board,
The board, the volunteers and employees, and the director.
right.
So I mean, with that kind of hard structure, there's a lot less room for vagueness, or, you know what I mean?
Okay, we've already got hires
And the other one too.
on page 1.
Right.
So can we get rid of hires here? And
Okay.
just start with,
Oh, right, because it's supervising and training anyway.
Right,
Trains, schedules, and evaluates all staff and volunteers, including.
yeah.
Okay. So, Grace, are you taking notes to change this,
I
or?
am, except I somehow dropped my second page.
Okay. I think I have a second, I have two, and this is,
I must have left it in my ticket.
this one, yeah, this, I have one, this one.
Thank you.
So I just was making sure that the actual changes would be kept by one person. Okay.
Oh, I also just had I don't think it needs any changing, I suppose, but under formal reporting.
Yep.
The collecting, reporting, and analyzing library stats. And I was wondering if we wanted to write anything about in terms of how to use those stats.
Well, there is the annual statistical report and standards application for the Department of Libraries. That's the next, that's like the last bullet point. That's what is required, I guess. I mean, by this anyway. So is that enough for you, or you would want
Yeah.
another one for the board?
Well, I think if we could, doesn't have to be anything formal. Like if we wanted to use those stats in any other way for data or decision-making, we can do that. We can utilize stats, but it doesn't have to be in this job.
Right, yes. And, yeah, I don't, what about attending the meetings? Isn't that in there? That was page 2,
No, do you have,
I think. Yeah, the one that I gave you, I think is page 2, isn't it?
right, do you have page 3?
Yes.
Sorry, I somehow just,
Oh, this one got, you know what, with this, the font, it's different, but
Yeah,
here's
that's-
another page,
yeah, that's
right?
good.
Okay.
Thank you, sorry about that.
No, that's okay. So that's, where is, okay, so then, you're saying, Lauren, on that, the statistics, we would just work that out, it doesn't have to be in this, and that makes,
Nothing, no changes.
because that one, the annual report is a lot, and it's good, and then, and it'd be good to have Pawlet back in there, because I've looked at it, and it's really amazing. And I think that informs the grants. Have you looked at that? There's a statistics from the Vermont Department of Libraries. It's a spreadsheet of all the libraries reporting. Yeah. Anyway, so in here, it says preparing monthly written reports. It doesn't say attending the meetings, and I thought there was something about attending the meetings somewhere.
In our bylaws, maybe?
Or, she's nice, she's been.
I wish I had brought them. I know I've read it somewhere.
I thought it was in the contract that we had last year that we worked out.
Can you say that again? What is it?
The attending the meetings, if that was required. I thought it was required, and I think that was in the contract, but I don't.
It was in the last director's contract, it was, but I don't think it was previously.
Right. Okay, so I guess what I'm saying is, should we put it in the job description, I think?
Yes.
So like,
I agree.
in this reporting, formal reporting, I guess it would be attending, board meetings.
Yep.
A lot of the other, in the best practices from the Vermont Department of Libraries, in the jobs description, there also is often a description of physical things that people will have to do, like be able to stand for a certain amount of time, be able to lift or move bookshelves, or
I can't do that, I don't think.
it's part of what they recommend for accessibility, so that people, it's clear what's.
What if we had a librarian in a wheelchair, an electric wheelchair?
So that it would be like, we would have language that was clear, like, you know, or accommodate as necessary, to be able to stand, so we don't want to do that?
I wouldn't, because then you'd have to add all the other stuff as to what you would help them with,
Okay.
I think.
I think that it makes it clear for people who are applying what the requirements are, and also, how we're able to accommodate. So that was something, there was a large portion of the HR training last year on this, on how to be accessible and how to be inclusive.
I hear you, but I am not comfortable with that at all.
I don't know.
I was just, I wish I had spent a little more time looking for other libraries' director descriptions, but, because this one I thought was pretty thorough.
Yeah.
Right. 2021. So,
Let's see if
We'd have to get into ADA laws and that's a whole separate thing, so and it's all in there. It's not like they're a truck driver or something, and they have to be able to have a license to drive a truck.
I mean, I guess it's something to think about. I just don't know, adding it, I don't know how to do it the right way, I guess. So, that was an HR training for libraries specifically?
For libraries, so I'm looking at one that's for an assistant director. The physical requirements would be constantly operates a computer and other office machinery such as phones, printers, and copiers.
Right.
Constantly communicates with staff, vendors, and patrons. Constantly discerns items near and far. Frequently inspects files and papers. Frequently moves about building to interact with staff and patrons. Wow. So it's
but that's stuff that somebody could do anyway.
But I'm just saying. So I'm just
if they.
So they spelled that out?
I understand.
So I'm looking at a different
they wanted it in a contract?
They would put it
That's in the job
description. It was in the job description.
I don't understand what that
Why you would
does. I guess I don't understand how it helps.
I don't think it's helpful.
Okay.
I want to understand. I don't understand.
Anybody we were hiring should know what the job is also.
So I guess, yeah.
Right, I mean.
I'm happy to rewatch
level.
portion of the.
Oh, I believe you. I totally believe you. I just don't like it, and I don't want it here, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think I'm with Sue on that.
Okay.
I can hear you.
I think I'm with you on that.
Okay. I'm just sorry, I'm flipped through this, and then actually in the support and execution of library policy, it does say participating in monthly trustees meetings, so I guess we don't have to add that. I don't know why it's policy, but I don't know.
Yeah, so participate's different from attend, but we don't have Zoom right now anyway.
Right.
So it's still, but if we did and they had the flu.
Well, that would still be attending if hybrid,
Okay.
I would think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. I think it has to be.
I think it's
Yeah.
this way, but you're right.
Yeah.
But I don't know do we want to make a requirement every meeting? I would think not.
No, I mean, if
For the director?
they should, yeah.
I thought it was, it wasn't that in what we had in the contract.
Wait, it was or it wasn't?
It was.
Because that's how we get our information
Right.
about what's happening in the library.
So then should that be with the monthly written reports?
I feel like it's the
'Cause that's-
formal,
That's kind of redundant.
reporting. I think it's in that one rather than the support and execution of policy, but that's just my instinct. I don't know. Yeah. Does that?
I'm sorry, so do you want to move it from the support and execution of the library policy, or you'd want to keep it there?
I think it would go to the formal reporting. That's just, like I said, my instinct.
I'm okay with it wherever.
Yeah.
Attending the meetings, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Down at the formal reporting? Okay. Okay, sorry for changing. Alright. So if you state the physical qualities and physical requirements, that is
I think that it's
better?
like, you can, if you state it, that's one thing, but then hand in hand with that, we would need to say that we would make reasonable accommodation for employees who,
But we have to anyway. that's
Right.
part of ADA.
But ADA is the floor, it's not the ceiling. It's like the minimum, it's like, so just because we have to, like, stating it, just because it's implied again, doesn't mean that it's understood.
Yeah,
So I guess,
I think we're digging ourselves a hole.
And it's their recommendation.
it was a recommendation to just, have that reasonable accommodations would be made. So to state, if there is lifting, or if there is, to state it and then say that accommodations would be made.
I don't know if there's an issue with lifting, if they can't lift.
If they can't lift, they can't lift, yeah, but
The hell,
Yeah.
more lifting.
There's some lifting, but not a lot.
But the phone thing, like on the phone?
So that was just one, that was just like,
What?
that would be one, that was one labor.
If somebody doesn't want to talk, then they shouldn't apply?
I don't know.
Okay. I don't-
So I guess that wasn't clear.
well, they shouldn't.
Well, yeah. We have the minimum qualifications.
I say we skirt it until it's.
Okay.
I'd skirt
Until
it.
it's, until it's demanded, skirt it.
Okay.
Or-
I think, I kind of agree. Okay. One thing I was wondering
yes.
about is there a background check, and
Oh, yeah, that's.
is that part of this job description, or is that somewhere else?
I think that it would be a policy. It would be like
Okay.
within the hiring policies.
Right.
So the hiring policies would be
Okay.
a certain,
Should be a necessity.
Yeah, well, yes, for sure. So I just
It's a
didn't
policy.
know about that, but, okay.
Yeah, that wouldn't be in the job description.
No, but notice that it would be, a background check would be required, I think. Isn't job descriptions?
yeah,
Yeah, if there's,
hiring contingent upon a past,
backgrounds, yeah.
hiring contingent upon a successful background check.
Okay, that would, yeah.
You guys are already hired.
Oh, you guys, what?
No.
It's just,
I was just I said Adele should need a background check. That's being inappropriate.
yeah. Anyway, so that, I would put,
Wait, so do you think that should be in the job description?
I think it's probably maybe in the minimum qualifications, like hiring would be contingent on the
people know.
past. Yeah. And then I also wanted to say proficiency with computer software and the internet are necessary, but to also maybe, say, the programs that we use. Or no, huh?
Like,
Excel and Koha and,
And donor snap, maybe?
Clover, Donor Snap.
yeah.
You could at least say it would be advantageous or, preferred.
Yeah, and then I just thought to.
Person will, no matter who you hire,
Well,
will need training.
Right. No, I totally understand that. It's just the idea that, I would state those. Because the ones I've seen have the programs stated.
Okay.
It's pretty standard,
Yeah,
as well as the background check.
yeah. So Excel, like Microsoft Suite, I guess. Koha.
Are you, because you're so good at it, Grace, are you taking note of the edits for this?
That's what I asked her, all right.
Thank you.
Corey,
Yeah, sorry, yes.
since this is going to be the job description
Yes.
for library director of the Pawlet Library,
Yes.
could we include some things that are, that would say that the person is going to be a welcoming face of the library for the community, and that the person would be able to believe in the vision statement and the mission statement of this particular library? Could we include something like that?
If there's something, let me see, there's a couple things that's allude to that, let me see. I
The
thought,
imagination, a creative approach to art, program solving,
and a sincere interest in people are essential. Where was it?
At the very, very end, minimal.
No, I saw that, but I'm just saying,
Oh, you saw it somewhere else?
At the beginning, it says, They
Well,
act
maybe in the summary, we could
as a
add.
spokesperson promoting the use of the library by all members of the community and fostering good working relationships with the town government and organizations.
It's right there in the beginning, right. Okay.
Yes,
I think that's.
yeah, that's in the beginning,
got it.
the summary.
I don't think that necessarily, it doesn't encompass what Martha just suggested. It's work with community organizations, but fosters goodwill.
All members of the community.
Good working relationships.
I think we could add a sentence, or add onto it and supports the library's mission and vision.
Okay.
Is that in that summary part?
And
Visions.
vision and what?
Mission and vision statements. I don't, but mission, it's also just our mission and our vision.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Just this is minor. Minimum qualifications, imagination. I find it annoying. It just, I mean, and that's the first thing.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I don't-
So I'd like to start with a creative approach to problem solving. Imagination, I mean, it's not like they're, doing cartoons or writing a fantasy novel or something. I don't know, I just find it annoying.
How do you quantify?
Well, I mean, minimum qualifications, that's the first word. I don't know if that, maybe if you reversed and have it start with a candidate without a degree in library science will be considered if willing to earn a certification as a public librarian within 5 years through the Free State Librarian Certification Program. Proficiency with computer software and the internet are necessary. And then maybe imagination, creative approach for problem solving, and a sincere interest in people are essential.
Oh, okay, and put it at the end. I like it better at the end.
Maybe just.
Yeah, starting out.
Yeah,
with it
you're
is-
right. No, it kind of got to me a little, and because to me, how do you quantify that? That's the.
You're looking for quantification.
I am. I mean, because everybody, it's so subjective.
No, I
right?
know.
I mean, that's
But
just
I think it's true though, if you lead with the other and then you end with that, that's nice. It's kind of
Yeah.
like, we
Yes.
welcome creative thinking and imagination, so.
Okay.
Okay, that sounds good.
Another question.
Yes, Martha?
Do you specify in the job description or somewhere in the procedures that the library director is going to be evaluated how many times a year?
That's coming up.
Yeah, we're coming up on that. We're doing all that tonight.
So that's,
We're doing evaluations for
that would be-
director, employees, and the board.
Yeah, I think that would be in the,
evaluation procedure is a separate document from the
Yes.
job description?
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So can I
have a concern.
Yes, Lucy?
When I read the town report, the library section kind of shocked me because it was so lacking in honesty.
Which part?
The library article in the back of the town, I don't know what you call it.
The annual report.
Right, which I assume is history. That kind of thing goes into history
Right.
of the town. And reading that report, you wouldn't have any idea that there were any issues that the library or the board was considering. So I just wanted to mention that it seems to me unfortunate that for instance, if someone was coming to apply and read that, they would have no understanding of the issues that the board dealt with all through the last year. They just wouldn't know, and so I was quite surprised that it didn't have any real information about that, which is history, and it would be useful.
Well, we did go through 2 versions, we did update it to put some acknowledgement of that, and we did what we were able to do, so
It wasn't in the published
No, that was the published one.
We did,
Yeah.
there was the word challenge, we'd had a challenging year.
Yeah.
But I think that collectively we wanted it to be, not recognize it, but also try to be positive and forward thinking, but.
And also what we are able to state,
What we're able to
yes.
I understand that, the need to be positive is very important, I agree with that.
But we did say it had been a challenging year. That was the first sentence.
That's really not enough, but I'll leave it at that.
Sure, okay, well, thank you, thanks for that, but yes, we did amend, we had one that didn't, and we did put some in that, and like I said, we worked with what we were able to do, and definitely wanted to put it, not air dirty laundry in the town report, right, so.
It's history.
Yeah.
Well, it's to promote,
it's okay.
I'm thinking more it's to promote the library, is that, it's not a historic, it's a town report, it's our report on the library.
So, thank you though, and that's noted, I guess.
Yeah.
Do we want to just go over the edits that we made on this and then maybe adopt it and move on to the next?
I think.
Can we start by the one, was there going to be, was there a change offered for hires in collaboration with board?
Yeah.
On the second page?
Yeah,
Yes.
it was to just
trains, schedules, and evaluates all staff and
yeah, so
volunteers.
Just take that out.
take that
Yeah.
whole and just start with trains.
So I have 4 edits.
Okay, and changing the pronouns.
Right.
As just like a general one?
So what I have is, on the first paragraph, the last sentence would say, they act as a library spokesperson, promoting the use of the library by all members of the community and fostering good working relationships with town government and organizations, and supports the library's vision and mission. So I'd want to do that, promoting the use of
This
the
shall be
library
done.
of the community, comma, fostering good working relationships with town government and organizations, comma, and supporting the library's vision and mission.
Or in support of the library's vision and mission? I don't know. Yeah, or,
I think, yeah, you could do in support
I
of,
like that.
yeah, okay, of the library's mission and
Vision and mission. or
vision.
mission.
Yeah.
mission.
yep. And then the supervision, that second.
And then the second
sentence.
one, second sentence, the library director, sorry.
Hires.
acts-
Hires.
No.
Right, hires
and
and
supervises.
supervises all other library staff and volunteers.
Yeah.
Perfect.
How about hires, supervises, and evaluates all other? Because they do, that's
yeah.
under them. Okay,
That's good.
okay.
Under services to the community, could we add something about a sentence, a bullet point of creates a warm and welcoming environment for all members of the community?
Can you say that again?
Under services to the community, after it says keep apprised of developments in the field of librarianship, can we add a bullet point of creates a warm and welcoming environment for all members of the community? Or a welcoming environment?
It does sound, I mean,
It's in our town now.
it just kind of like this, all of these, again, that's, I don't want to say quantifying, but all of these other ones are sort of more direct, like, And I don't know
In
how,
addition, Joni, we can look at the evaluation. I mean, I didn't.
that would be in the evaluation.
I think that would be
Yeah.
a good.
Okay.
I think so,
Something to
yeah,
Evaluate.
yeah,
Okay.
I agree. Okay,
So then, that's the second page. The third edit would just be take out hires in collaboration with board. So that would
yes,
just read train schedules and evaluates all staff and volunteers, comma, and such.
yeah, and I think we decided to take out participating in monthly trustees meetings from the policy part and put that in the formal reporting. And that would be like, we said, attending board meetings.
So the final bullet, attend regular
Yeah,
monthly board meetings.
yeah, regulars.
Or regular, I don't have to say monthly
want-
because
Because
we're only
we don't,
obligated to
that's
do
true,
8.
we actually only have to do 8.
Right? True.
But I want to make sure it doesn't include special.
But regular meetings, exactly. That's good.
8 meetings in a year.
8 meetings in a month.
We, oh. That's fine. Is there oh, did we didn't state that actually. If we would have, if we have meetings every month in our, we just said every month, but we didn't state if we would take a month off ever.
Wait, what?
We're only
where?
required to have 8 or
We're only required to have 8, right, so there wasn't anything in there that
But
would,
there's,
if we said, we didn't.
there's only 3 that are mandatory.
No, for us, for our meetings,
Right.
but we didn't state
Oh, for the board
that,
members.
yeah, we didn't state that there, if we were gonna take a certain, like
think-
July or
I
whatever, or
think
not
in
July
the-
because of the sale, but if we would take
I
a,
think in the, I remember I don't think it's bylaws, I think it's in the procedures, it basically says
it has the
you can
months.
like impeach a board member or whatever, and that would include, I assume, like not coming to meetings.
No, but what I mean is that the board, we didn't state.
We don't have to now.
The actual months, right, we could
We'll wait
decide,
until
but if we
those
wanted
months
to
come
take
up.
a month off.
Yeah,
Right, so that's why, there's only 3 that are required, that
Oh.
I saw. It's like the March one, obviously,
Okay,
the November one for budget, and then I think there was one other that, one for budget and one for the town report.
okay, we'll have to change those dates, I think, but yeah. Those 2, okay. Well, anyway, we can revisit that. Just, okay, sorry, I just thought of that. So down to the minimum qualifications, we had that,
Just reverse
it. And then also including the actual, list of the programs that we talked about.
And then notice of a background check.
Yeah, oh, right, and, yes.
And you said Excel, Microsoft
Suite,
and
Koha, Donor Snap. I don't know if we need, what else? Clover?
can we say something about are encouraged?
Proficiency
Or-
encouraged.
Yeah,
Proficiency in is preferred.
have to learn
it
it.
says necessary, I guess yes, or an
I wouldn't say
ability.
necessary.
Huh?
Will be necessary. I mean, they're gonna have to learn it. They don't have to know it right now. None of these, except for, well, actually, none of them.
Well, it'd be good to have a working knowledge of some of them.
Right.
Or before,
Proficiency preferred, and then obviously they'd be trained.
okay. Okay. But then, okay.
Look at applications, whereas, there'll be people who are better at it than others.
Probably.
Would leave that sentence, proficiency with computer software and the internet are necessary. Proficiency in Excel, Microsoft Suite, Koha, Donor Snap, and Clover is preferred.
Yeah.
Or what about proficiency with computers, library software? I mean, aren't those all under the umbrella?
They are under the umbrella.
They're all
I
library.
like that.
Okay, so Microsoft
Right?
Suite and library software?
Yeah.
Okay, because Excel is, but the budget one is critical.
So I think we don't have to say computers, right? We can say Microsoft Suite.
Yes. and
Library
library software.
Library software.
Software are necessary.
Preferred, or necessary.
I like
Yeah, necessary.
I like necessary.
Sorry.
Yeah. For the director, I mean.
Yeah,
For the job description, it's not saying that we couldn't hire someone who
right.
Right,
needed
it
to
is,
learn some
it's,
of those things.
right, it is
It's
necessary to do that job well.
So we wouldn't hire somebody who was not proficient with them? Because that's what...
No, it's, they need to learn it, they need to be able to do it. They don't need to do it that day that we're hiring them, but they need to be able to get on board with it.
I think though that, I would.
But we'll be talking to them.
But they're necessary to do the job. That's a
Right.
statement of
Right.
fact.
Right.
I personally would want somebody who had that and already coming in as a director,
Right.
That's
I
like,
think that
that's
would be one
not.
of the rubrics, presumably.
Yeah, right,
kind of,
right.
you know,
Exactly.
Right.
Ability to work with technology.
Yeah, for sure. So then, and then the last one would be the background check statement.
Background check is required.
Something like, what did we say? We had something about that, like,
The contingent upon successful background check.
yeah.
Successful, is that the right word? Clear background check?
I don't know. I said the same thing.
I don't know.
Background check required.
Or,
We'll be done.
Yeah, but even if it's required, we wouldn't hire somebody, it has to be successful. If we get
Yeah.
a background check and it's terrible,
right.
if we don't say that, if we just say background check required, that leaves it open to interpretation.
Is that what it's called, a successful?
I'm looking that up.
See
That
an
seems like
example
a
of
weird-
language. Have you?
It's not usually disclosed in the results of the background check. You're just notified that a background check
Will be
is
performed.
Performed
Okay.
and expected.
Okay.
So job offers contingent upon background check means that the offer is not final until after a satisfactory background check is completed.
Satisfactory.
So we can say contingent upon background check, and
Satisfactory.
Yeah.
I like satisfactory.
you like contingent upon satisfactory
background check.
Right.
Okay.
And if it's not satisfactory,
Yes. Okay. So, we did go through this, but now I guess we need a motion to adopt this,
I'll make a motion to adopt the Pawlet Public Library job description for the director as edited and
I'll second it,
amended.
then you can.
Well, I just have, I would like to add something to that background check discussion really
Do you
quick.
want
Can you
to second it and then we?
You second and I'll,
I'll second it, and then
okay.
great,
you can discuss.
great. Can I amend the wording on the background check piece to say the offer of employment is contingent upon the successful completion of a background check and reference verification?
Oh, good.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm going to make a motion that the adoption of that added.
Do you need it again? Do you need it again?
A satisfactory background check and...
And reference verification.
I honestly don't know.
Barbara's got a question.
Oh, sorry, yes?
Was that background check done previously?
I do not know, because I was not
This
on.
To me, that would imply that it should have been necessary for the previous library director, and I think that puts a bad spin on that. I would leave that out. I've been in retail hiring a long time. We never said there would be a background check, but we did a background check. You can tell that when you interview the person. I would not put it in the ad because it puts a bad spin.
Oh, on the ad.
Oh, this is the job description.
Thinking, everybody would think, oops, there was a problem there.
So Barbara's right though, it doesn't prohibit us from doing it. We don't have to put it in the job
I
description.
would do the background check after you talk to.
So you're saying that,
Tell it, when you have an interview, tell it to the candidate, say, we will also do a background check.
in a statement, in an interview?
Yeah.
In the interview, I would put it in the ad.
So it could be in the job offer letter, or it could be in the,
A contract?
it could be in the contract.
Right.
Linda?
I just say, I've worked in corporate America for like 40 years. Everyone does background checks.
It's
It's
just
just a given. And I think Barbara's right, you don't want to put it in the ad.
Yeah.
It's, okay.
It
Just the
puts
fact that
too
you're even
much.
thinking that, and I don't want that to be, I don't want someone to think that that's in reaction to previous directors.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean, it's just a given, you know you're gonna get background check.
Right,
Okay,
Standard, yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
okay.
So,
So, should we?
Scratch it.
Huh? Okay, so,
fix that whole last.
yeah, so then why don't we,
Reverse the
let's- can
sentences.
you guys like withdraw the motion on the table?
We'll put it,
Well, can we vote?
Or can we,
Vote it down?
can we, what do we do? William, do you know?
put it with the,
William, what about you?
when we interview. When we interview them, we'll let them know.
William knows.
Yeah.
You could rescind your motion.
Yeah, that's what I asked.
I'm gonna rescind the motion.
Okay, thank you. Okay, there's no motion on the table. We have talked about different wording now.
Yeah.
Did we want to state that, or, yeah, for the new motion? Since we hadn't.
Could you read the paragraph as it,
So the new motion would be including the last paragraph as follows. A candidate without a degree in library science will be considered if willing to earn certification as a public librarian within 5 years through the Free State Library Certification Program. Proficiency with Microsoft Suite and library software are necessary. Period. Imagination, a creative approach to problem solving, and a sincere interest in people are essential. End.
Okay, that's working, but I appreciate the input. So now, do we have a motion with the other changes?
I can make a motion to adopt the Pawlet Public Library job description for the director with the changes made.
second?
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Aha, we have a job description approved March 2025.
Yeah, and red date it.
Yes, that is going to be good. Okay, great. Yeah?
Could I request that, once the secretary has it all typed up and then final wording and everything, would you be able to include it as an addendum to the minutes of the meeting tonight?
Okay. Sure.
Sure.
If that's,
Yeah.
yes, okay.
Makes sense.
I guess it's
As
part of
long
what
as
we.
people know we're not advertising for it right then.
Oh, right, yes.
That would be my only concern. But
Right.
And I can put that as a caveat, this is not an advertisement.
Right,
Yeah,
this is.
something like that.
Included for informational purposes,
Yeah.
please do not, yeah.
because we're not quite there.
No.
Good.
Okay, thank you for that, Martha. Okay. So, the assistant librarian. And we don't have a job description, right? We just have the activities, is that right? That you gave us?
Yes.
Yes. I mean, that's the job description, I mean, but it doesn't say that. Does anybody have any thoughts on this? Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on the assistant librarian activities that do you know how old this is or when it was done?
Last year.
Oh, it was done last year, okay. The font, there's something about it, maybe the printing looks older, like but maybe it's just like kind of graded. Okay. Weeding got me as a gardener.
Yes, reading. So, reading the books.
Yeah.
It's 10 years for nonfiction, 5 years for fiction, and 5 years for children. Juniors, we tend to go a little longer, maybe 7 to 10, because they don't go out very often, the same with teens.
Are juniors like the young adult, or is that?
That's junior. That's, young adult is teen.
Okay.
Junior is more ages 8 to 12.
Oh, almost like tween.
Teen
Okay.
is
Okay. Yeah.
13 to 21.
Right, okay. And then do those books go to the
They
sale?
go to the sale.
Okay,
Yep,
when they get, okay.
yep. So
And is that done constantly then, or is there a schedule for that?
it's scheduled, yeah, I mean, when the shelves start getting really full and you've noticed
Oh, okay.
it's time to get rid of the older stuff sometimes, especially updating in the nonfiction, like the sciences and everything in children's
yeah.
program, because it is so updated and some of the stuff is older, so we have to eliminate it and bring in newer.
Right, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, is there a way in Kohat to?
Yes, you
tell
can
them?
print out
Oh, okay. That's helpful.
Yeah.
But then you have to hunt for everything.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's usually alphabetized.
Okay.
It's all in order, so. But there are times when you do have to go on a hunt.
Right.
Do you oversee, Adele, who would oversee like when books are returned, putting books away or reshelving?
I do. Well, it's part of my description to put books away and, check them in. They go on the cart and put them away back where they go. And also
Volunteers?
volunteers. But we try not to keep the cart overflowing. We want them back on the shelf, so it's a daily thing.
That's sort of like the organization, under organization.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Keeping everything organized. Kids have a tendency to push all the books to the back of the bookshelf, and we like them all forward like they are here. They're all forward instead of pushed in the back. They made these bookshelves deeper. I don't know why. But you know, and those kids, they enjoy doing that. So pushing them, so we have to all pull them forward and stuff.
That could be just,
But it's just making sure, because, you know, people put books back when they're not supposed to. And it makes it easier for me, for interlibrary loan, to find it in the right spot when I go looking for it instead of somewhere else in the library, so we can get it out there.
And you're not in charge of training volunteers then to do that kind of stuff?
I have.
I mean, I know you've had way more
I've trained, yeah, over the years, I have trained. We don't have a lot of volunteers, but, I have stepped in if they tend to come in on,
Barbara asked how many
volunteers there are?
right now there's 4.
How many?
4.
So we are looking to build that up.
Yeah.
And we have,
We only
yes.
have 1 key holder out of the 4 volunteers. So, and she's been a volunteer since the library was across the street.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, and she's my go-to because she has a key.
Yeah.
But, the rest don't.
Yeah.
And that's where it comes in with you guys, to have a key and a code. That was one of my things, your own code.
Yes. Oh, right. So would that be under assistant library, or would that be
Well, that would
the
be not
director?
under, yeah, that's under
Okay.
director, but in the meantime,
Right.
you know, and it's an easy thing to.
Yeah. So did you want to add reshelf the books, or, okay,
Can we
this is
just-
part of keeping them.
It's part of
organization,
just
can we
organizational
can we
skills.
just do, instead of keeping shelved books organized, keeping books shelved, comma, organized, comma?
Perfect.
Just switch those two.
Perfect. Thank you. Yes.
Excellent.
Nice and organized there. Is this, on the computer then? Or is it just copied in one of the binders?
It probably is somewhere on the computer.
Okay. I just saw there's
yeah.
a typo. So.
And it's also, in the director's folder. Is there typos? It probably is.
Yeah, I was just wondering if we would be able to
Yeah.
just work on it or have to type it all in, but that's okay, I guess.
Well, if are we adopting this tonight? Should we just correct them now? Are we adopting this tonight?
I thought, yeah.
Can we say what those are, and then I can look for it, and either if it's here, fix it and send it out, or if not, I can type it up.
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be great.
To retype it.
So I had wanted to change the A in covering books, the A to a capital.
Yep. Yes, and then at the bottom, et cetera, ECT. The very last word.
Do we want to add something about when the weeding happens, or just leave that as is?
No, because it's well, I'm sorry, it is kind of an as-is.
Oh, but the ED, check.
Yep, I just saw that too. Okay. I mean, sounds good. Does it, motion to approve this as just minor changes?
With we can add the date too.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And then if you can put it as a footer or whatever, that'd be great. That's just for our organizational.
I'll make the motion to adopt the Pawlet Public Library Assistant Librarian activities as amended tonight.
Okay.
A second.
All right, any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, that was good. Passed. Wait, community resource coordinator now. Oh, that's not here. I think I have an old one
I don't
here.
have my copy of that.
I have the one with handwriting on it.
Me too, yeah. So is that old or is that?
It's like a job description, or it looks like an advertisement.
Oh, it does say applications received by November 2022. So that's the one, right? Because that's.
Can I see it?
That's not the one.
That's
I thought I gave you guys a description or sent you guys an email of my description at one point.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'm checking right now.
Sorry, it's been a lot of
Papers.
Yeah, this is not Lindsay's handwriting.
Maybe Is that the right one?
I mean, I don't,
Can we have it back? 'Cause we don't-
I think it's pretty close to it.
Nina,
It
can we
is.
Remember when
Because you were hired, weren't you hired then? In November 2022?
I think it was in October. I'm not sure when I sent it to you guys. I think maybe I gave it to you like a hard copy a while back. One of the last meetings I went to.
Yeah, maybe.
I can also try and find.
Oh, wait. Okay. Oh, here's one. Revised July 28, 2022. This one doesn't have a date or when it was, and I don't know if it's the same. This is called Community Connector, and I think that's,
The one that we had is much shorter.
yeah, I think that the Community Connector was the old. No, that's old.
I think I just gave you a description of what I do, but and of my offer letter and maybe something else.
Offer letter.
It was like,
I've got it.
yeah.
Okay. Well,
I did see, I had been like searching in my earlier emails from when I was hired of like the original description when it was posted like to, I don't know, whatever job platforms they were posting it to at the time. But that's long gone, I don't know.
right.
I just have Lindsay's offer letter and, which just has some of the description, the job description in it.
Yeah, is this?
This was before.
So this was Sarah Young's and this was Mary Lou's.
I see one with Mary Lou on it, but
Yeah.
I don't,
That was,
And then.
That's Lindsay's letter after.
okay,
Okay.
I don't think, of all of these things, I don't think I have that one. Okay, oh, this is, I see, right. No, I have that letter, never mind, I'm sorry. You do, okay, that's the offer letter. And so, and that was, well, this says October 19th.
Yeah.
So maybe if it says priority, this one says priority will be given to applications received by November 15th. Maybe you got the application in early and,
I did, I think, well,
okay.
I don't know. I don't remember how it worked out.
Okay.
I know I recommend.
Well, this one says the candidate should have experience in managing fundraising campaigns, database functions, website, and social media platforms, and a strong understanding of community development principles and practices in a library or nonprofit.
And this one says, as a community resource coordinator, you'll be responsible for managing monthly meetings of town and community organization, leadership, fundraising campaigns, serve as the social media / website coordinator, provide staff coverage, which includes opening and closing the library and managing the circulation desk.
Yeah.
Oh, where's that from?
That's from the offer
That's
letter.
That's the offer letter.
May I see it, Sue?
I would also
That was from,
say that the monthly meetings, I think both Sarah and I tried really hard to make that like a thing before I came on. And that was never wanted by the community. So it turned into monthly emails, Pawlet volunteer network emails and that went on for a while until it fizzled out. There was not really a lot of interest or communication. It was also like post-COVID, so it was a little weird.
right. And that would be like a monthly, like just a hangout?
I mean, my like aim now is to make that a quarterly thing.
Right.
To have like quarterly meetings as like a community. And hopefully that will draw more interest if there's like food or music or something.
Right.
So the Pawlet Volunteer Network exists whether or not people.
But do you manage that then?
No, I don't manage it.
Okay.
It's just on our
It's
website.
an offer.
It's an offer, it's on our website.
On our website.
Okay. So does everybody, no, we don't have the same ones then,
There's like multiple.
Yeah.
I have the one with handwritten.
Yeah, me too, that's what I have, and I have.
That's like, wow, that's so weird.
What?
I don't know, I haven't seen that in a long time. Whatever.
It feels like this one was at your hiring because of the date is similar to that.
I think we were going over donor snap stuff and taking notes, so.
Right, yeah. So does everybody have this one then with the handwriting?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So, does anybody have thoughts about this job description? I guess this is a coordinator opening, we would change it to a job description, because we don't have an opening, so,
Yes. Total redo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh, okay.
Because it doesn't describe,
Well, just the fundraisers that she'd be
but the,
working
I
on.
mean, this paragraph does, the candidate should have experience in managing fundraising campaigns.
Yeah, that
But
one.
like, I feel like if we could make it more closely formatted to the director's
Yes.
job description.
Oh,
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So we can take that as a model, I guess, with that organization that it has.
Which one do you have?
The director job
The
description.
director's job description that we just did.
Okay.
I also have the community connector, so again, this was for when, prior to Nina. But this has a job, this is an actual job description. So it has roles and responsibilities, qualifications, and then key activities and partnerships.
Sorry again?
The roles and responsibilities, qualifications, and then key activities and partnerships. It's got that kind of written out pretty well. Should we?
Can we adopt that?
It's made up in the job description wording.
Yes.
But maybe we could combine it or look at the two.
Do you want copies of that so you can give to everybody?
Yeah, that would be great. I'll go.
I need to move.
Closer? Okay. Do you need a movement break?
I need to it.
I thought somebody said I need to move, like a movement break. No?
Adele said that she needed a movement break and I was gonna wrestle her for it.
Okay. All right. Okay, so that sounds good. And I guess theoretically we would be working with our mission to see if all of these things like align with that. I mean, I think they already do, but if we have any sort of thoughts about this position.
Wait, we were all looking at this, the Community Resource Coordinator revised July 28th, 2022?
I actually, is that a job description? It might be the same one, like I said, that
This is the job description.
Yeah, that one has a job description. I think, can you do the second page? I think it's the same one, only it's formatted differently.
So this is,
I think that's it.
purpose, role and responsibilities, qualifications, key activities and partnerships.
Yeah, that's what I just read over.
It was in front of me, and
but it's, it might be different.
Did you see this, Nina? Did you see this?
Yes.
Okay.
That was copy. Yeah, it might be a different,
It is different.
format or fonting stuff.
Yeah,
And that's, none of, so we're dating all of these so we can work off of the same.
oh, finally a job description.
Here you go. So,
Thank you.
yeah, that's just all on one page, but I do think it's the same thing.
Put it in my,
So,
yeah, they're gonna change it all. Yeah.
so we call it the Community Resource Coordinator now? That's one. And then. Okay.
So it is different.
It is?
Yeah, like, I'm not reading it, I'm just reading bullets, and there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 under the smaller one, and there's like 12 under the one that I have.
Oh, okay.
So 1, 2,
Do you want to, can we make,
8,
Can you tell the
4, 5, 6,
differences?
7, 8, 9. Yeah, there's, it's gonna take me, yeah, but this is different.
Different?
can we make copies of that one too so we can,
Do you think that's better?
How can I tell if I don't know what was taken out or not, but let me
Right.
just say, so for qualifications, this is a degree in communications, nonprofit management, or business administration is preferred. That's not,
Not in there?
no. A background in social work, public administration is, understanding of community development is, expertise in fundraising management
Don't have.
is not in this
that.
one.
Okay.
Expertise in website management and social media platform, ability to effectively navigate print and digital media, ability to manage database functions.
I mean,
So
this sounds more like honestly, like a advertisement in a way.
this one,
Well, both of them, but the way it's okay, but they sound like an advertisement rather than the actual job description, but that's,
Yeah, I kind of get what you mean. It's like what they're looking for. and
right,
what they
yeah.
want.
Yeah, like what you would be
What the-
doing,
yeah.
and like for me, what I would like to have is a breakdown.
it'd be great
of
if this
a
was
role.
dated, then we'd know which one was.
Yeah,
You know,
the most recent one to work off
Which
of.
one, maybe this one
I
was
know.
modified to really better exemplify what you're doing, and this one, I mean,
It's possible, yeah.
And to be honest with you, this
Seems
may
like all
be
Right.
for the grant that Mary Lou started with for Sarah, and then it changed over to a paid position once the grant money ran out.
Right. Oh, right. So this
So
would be the newer
this
one.
may be the grant that she.
Oh, right. And this would be the
Or-
newer. Yeah. This is for the job.
Yeah.
So, does everybody, everyone doesn't have this one?
No, we don't.
Want me to make more copies? I'd be more than happy to.
Joni
I
wants,
have the.
Joni wants to make copies.
I have the same one Lauren does. I think that's like, yeah. Revised to, July 28.
Is that the same?
That's this one.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay. So for me, like a job description too, I would like to see a percentage breakdown of duties so that it's like 30% outreach and 30% fundraising and, you know, that kind of stuff, because.
Didn't we have a breakdown of that? Didn't we have another handout with a breakdown?
That was for the director.
The percentage though,
It was percentages.
It was, okay. That I think would help because then.
It would help.
You would know, and I would like to get to the point of us evaluating where we're putting our efforts and if that is working, you know, and if we need to just tweak what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, even for Nina's benefit or
Yeah.
just so she knows.
Exactly.
Obviously.
Where your efforts are going and, yeah.
I did want to mention that I included in everyone's folder tonight a strategy that was given. I don't know if it ever made it to the board last year, but it was given to Christine, and it was given to me when I was hired. And it's a strategy by Sarah, written out by Sarah Young, that was given to Lindsay.
Oh, okay.
It's really, really important, really, really good, like probably the most important information that I received upon getting the job, just about how to handle the annual appeal, what's important for like keeping those
I was just gonna
funds up.
ask you, about that, what the steps are, and they're right here.
And the timeline, yeah, I know you and I were gonna meet,
Yep.
but we both had health issues.
Yeah.
But on the back side of that, or what I stapled is the timeline that was given to me. Yes.
This is great. No, I know.
It's really helpful.
We never saw this.
No.
I never saw
Never.
this.
It was supposed to make it to you, but.
Well, we just got it here, but we had gotten it before. Yeah.
Okay.
It's really perfect. It's amazing.
It's really good. Like, she was just she was really incredible at like fundraising, knew a lot more about it than I did when, like, as she started.
Right.
So it's like really valuable to have that, and to also like, just as we move forward with an annual appeal, the timeline's on the back, and
Yeah.
it includes the annual appeal and also the raffle. Like, so it's kind of just a overview of like the year.
Awesome.
I think the raffle's in there, but really the first step of the annual appeal is that the letter needs to be written and approved by the board, and then I can do my thing.
I think
that's all I need.
the database too, we actually need to go through the database.
Oh, yeah. You can go through the database.
Yeah, because there's,
Boy, that's excellent.
yeah,
This is your sister-in-law.
yeah. And that we were gonna work this out, and then it's here, so that's great.
Good.
So,
This is good.
the job description
Yeah, I
from
just changed the,
2022? Yeah,
Pay, right?
right, but,
You
right.
can take that right off. Or
I don't-
How many hours a week? I mean, you're still doing 12 hours?
No, and more now. I don't know. It varies.
So,
Yeah, I account all my hours and give them to Julie, but it's maybe 5 hours more a week. So what is that?
17?
17.
Oh, no, okay, 12 hours a week, yeah.
Plus 5, you said? 17.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And that it varies. It really kind of depends on how much work is it. Like, you know, sometimes
That's
I don't
fine.
need
No,
to be here, or
Sure.
Right.
So were you hired for 12? I mean, originally?
Yes.
Okay.
yes, it was 10 here and 2 remote.
Right. When we talked, I think that's what we had talked about. So I didn't know that 17 hours. That is something that we need to, work out, I
Only
guess.
because, right, it's not budgeted, right?
Right.
Or, I mean,
Well,
it's not in the budget as we see it.
Right. So I don't know if we specified. I mean, we didn't, but I don't think that we stated that hours were increased, so.
Do you think that that is influenced by just having a manager without a director? Do you think that with a director that it might go back down to 12, or do you think that those 17 are pretty important?
I think it was really needed, kind of. I feel like if we had a director, it wouldn't change the...
Like what you're doing in those hours, yeah.
And then
And we never saw each other.
Right.
But that also, like, it made it tricky to, like, coordinate or talk about what the library needed and stuff, because we were, like...
Right.
I see Linda more than I see Adele.
Right. So
nice.
how many hours are you then, Adele? I didn't ask.
20, it was 20.
A week?
Yes.
Okay.
Roughly. I gotta do the math.
Okay.
You know, and it varies too. If there's a program running after hours.
Right, okay. And then, so then again, with the director, yours would go down or not, do you think? Or would you want, I mean, I don't know.
I wouldn't mind if it went down to 15 hours a week. That wouldn't bother me.
I know you want your Saturdays.
I do. I want my Saturday. At least 2 Saturdays a month. But, yeah, I'm only taking one now.
So, yeah, that would be, I mean, I feel like, would that be something we could build up with volunteers? Is that relief? Right now?
Well, not right
In the
now,
meantime?
no, I'm fine right now.
You
I mean,
are,
it's
okay,
just-
okay.
It's fine right now. I'm just, when a director comes into, you know,
Right.
to coordinate with them.
Okay.
We may be able to extend our hours too into something in the evening time. I mean, at one time we were open 10 to 5, and then it went to 11:30 to 5. Now it's 11 to 5. You know, maybe we can be open on Mondays. I mean, there's a lot
Right.
to do.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we have a lot more visitors walking through the door now. Our circulation is higher. We have a lot more homeschoolers using the place, which is really nice. We've got 3 separate, different types of programs for kids coming in, more with the story time, and then we have the teen game night, and that's very popular. So that's introducing libraries back to teenagers and going, look at this resource that is available to you. And then we also have a specific, we call it the Science Club. It's also another homeschooling group that uses the downstairs. And
that's a big group.
That's a big group, yeah. So we have a lot of big groups. And it seems that more and more parents are leaning towards homeschooling, and the library is becoming more and more a resource for them. And they're coming from all over. It's not just Pawlet, it's Danby and Middletown and Granville and Hebron and these homeschool parents, and they have these gigantic groups that they get together, and they need the space to work together as parents and get the teens together, because being homeschooled, you are isolated a little bit. So, and bringing these teens together just to get to know each other and to have fun and say, hey, it's not all just schooling, it's also having fun. So I like the teen group, I do.
All right. Well, yeah, I mean, I think at some point this board will do some more visioning work and mission work and talk about that, because again, it looks like our needs to the community's needs have changed.
Yeah, they have.
So.
They have changed a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. But that will be I'm putting that down for us for the future, like on our schedule.
On that note, I included a visual, which I also emailed you all, of the results for the vision board.
Right.
In response to 3 questions, and also, we didn't get a chance to meet, but I threw in my fundraising idea.
Right.
So so that you guys can look at it and, I don't know, put your 2 cents in.
Right.
But just, we've been playing music and I'm getting a lot of feedback from that. People really like coming in and hearing music play. Classic, a little light jazz, a little more of a mellower, chill kind of music without being country or rock or any of those. We just slip it into the DVD player here and these speakers are all, they like it and people are very receptive towards it.
So, does anybody have thoughts now about this, the job description for the community resource coordinator?
I think we can go with it.
All of it?
Yeah.
Anybody have any? It sounds, yeah?
I know Nina was saying that maybe quarterly meetings would be a more realistic goal.
Oh, right, yeah, quarterly, yep.
But I mean, I think in general, this looks really good.
Yeah, I was just gonna look, yeah, that sounds, so it does say manages the volunteer network, is that not true then? Or?
Manages the volunteer network?
Yeah.
I mean,
No, the answer's no.
Okay. I want to say I
And that's fine.
actively, I think I tried to manage it. It was,
I guess, then is that something we should get
But those
rid of?
resources are always available on our website through, like, they don't disappear whether or not they're actively being talked about.
Right.
Okay.
I would like to put more of a spotlight on that. It at least is.
So leave that in.
The network is.
I guess then leave that in, but we should, I just want to make
You're
sure,
not
like.
managing the network, you're managing information, you're managing information about it though.
Yeah.
Online.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
when
You're promoting it.
Yes, we
I was gonna say would promote it.
Is that or not? I'm just saying, I'm asking.
It's better than, because
I mean, when I first started, I got in contact with like each person and made sure that who's part of the network to make sure that their information was up to date.
Right.
And then that information was like up to date on our website. So I guess in that way I'm managing.
No, you did, yeah, but it's changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the town of Pawlet monthly e-news, do you do that? Or?
With Sean Ruck.
Yeah.
I email him, he never talks to me, but.
Okay, but you do give him updates?
I bug him a lot.
Okay, then that's, yeah.
So leave
Email you instead.
or change
Oh,
that.
I can liaison with Sean.
Are you friends with Sean?
manages.
I mean, it depends.
I mean, I figure he gets on my.
Manages and promotes? I don't know, like, for me, that's just semantics.
I don't know, I've never even met him.
What do
He's
we
just like this
want?
mysterious guy.
You know Jody?
Yeah?
Do I know
Jody here?
Oh, it's just, we're talking about the manages versus promotes the volunteer network.
She promotes it, that's what she's doing, and that's probably all it means right
It's
now.
part, but I think promoting is part of management, so I don't know, I guess I'll leave that. Oh, that way. This table is so it keeps doing that. Okay.
Watch your drink.
It's not,
You got the good table.
I'm good.
Your drink is okay?
Yeah, this is fine, thank you. Oh, I need to take my meds. Okay, so we're just going with this, do I have a motion to approve this job description?
With a change to quarterly or without?
With that change, yeah. And I guess, the hours, do we,
You can keep the 12 hours, but then
Okay.
you're gonna be working more.
Okay.
Right? Okay,
I am currently.
yeah. But we're not gonna require you.
okay, yeah, that makes sense, yep.
Do we want to have a not to exceed? 12 hours per week, not to exceed 20 hours per week?
I don't know about that yet. I think we should look at that maybe, but I don't know right now, because I would want somebody to run the numbers, I guess.
What's that?
If you move in, we'll say it's probably too many hours.
Okay,
Yeah.
is there a motion to approve this?
I'll motion to approve it with that one change.
Okay. Yep, okay. Any more discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Sue, sorry, Sue, you seconded?
Oh, Grace
Oh,
done
Joni.
it.
Really wrong.
Any opposed?
It's other Grace.
Okay, so we have it, and it's approved March 2025. Woo. Okay. I like that, seeing a date. Okay. Now, so now we're going on to the policies for hiring and evaluation.
You should go.
Do we have, does anybody have thoughts on that? We're at 8 o'clock.
I have a,
Sorry, yeah?
would it be appropriate for us to meet with the book, have the book sorters talk first?
Oh, okay, yes.
Right now, like, we're,
They did kind of talk already, but yes. Okay.
want to make sure that we're not, I mean, if we're gonna be here for another.
Does that sound okay? To move the book sorters up right now and then? Sure.
Book sorters, did you have anything else for us?
Anything else?
We're hanging around for the sorters.
Yeah, we just decided to move it up, sorry, if that's okay?
Good.
Sorry about that, yeah.
It's only 10 minutes, maybe if it was at the beginning of the meeting.
Yeah, yes. There was the organizational stuff that had to happen and then it kind of logically made sense, but, okay, sorry. So we're going to, discussion with the book sorters.
Oh, where's my handout?
I guess, so we have a book sale committee now, and, I don't know, as book sale committee person, do you wanna?
Yeah, I don't.
Okay, okay. So, what did, the book sorters, what did you want to report or discuss, or request, or make known to the board?
Well, you've got. We didn't put ourselves on the agenda. We thought you had something to tell us.
No, we were told that you asked to be on the agenda.
Well, the thing is we gave you the. Yeah.
Right.
Well, that worked out, right?
Right.
Yes.
And the big thing is getting people to volunteer. And to tell you the truth, Pawlet is probably the worst volunteers town I've ever lived in. And I'm not kidding. I mean, the problem is most people are working a lot later in their lives. So there aren't as many younger people volunteering. I mean, they're just not around. No, they're working or whatever. But, you know, we can't seem to get any volunteers. We have a couple of people that come up in June to help us sort, but that's just June to July, and then they're gone. And we will sort right up until October or later, sometimes if it's warm enough. I find it's depressing because we don't have enough people to help us.
Right.
And before, we haven't had a lot of help from most of the board. And the older librarian we had here just recently. We just didn't have any help. You know, no one came out. I mean, we had, Adele was doing a hell of a lot of work here, getting people to take their books over there as opposed to dropping them off here. You know, it's just one of those things. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. If you can go via this handout that I printed up for you, it's really important, and especially the first page. You know, there have been times when the ice cream hasn't been ordered for the fair or for the book sale, like for the kids.
Yeah.
They just totally dropped the ball and paid some.
You mean the previous years? So are you saying over
Over the last few years.
Yeah,
it's just deteriorated.
It wasn't organized as well, and that's why it's great to have a point person for the book sale. Because that way that person can actually find out what they need to do and say, go buy ice cream, go order the pizzas, you know. Put somebody just in charge of it.
It tells you exactly when and where and how to do it. And we didn't have a lot of the advertising last year.
Well,
I mean,
yes,
last year was a difficult year.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you know, it's always good to look back at working models and when it was functioning well and what was in place then.
Yeah, I have seen some old reports, I think, from
I've seen old
Janine. I
reports
think
that were pretty thorough.
Really helpful, so.
But this in itself, Linda, is extremely helpful. I've never seen anything like it. So that is really, rather than just be told like casually on the street, not even in a formal, you know, what to do or not to do. Like, this is extremely helpful.
Yes.
So.
Do you, for book sorting, in the past, it seems like there's been a desire to have adults only do book sorting because of the technical nature of it, but if there were kids who wanted to come and just be grunt labor, would you accept them?
The problem is training people what to put into what boxes.
Yeah.
And an adult, any one of the adults up here can look at a book and say, okay, it's fiction, it's nonfiction, it's kids, it's a board book, it's whatever. Kids are great. I mean, they're great when they unpack the boxes at the sale. They're great when they repack the boxes that we take back. But young kids, they're just not into it, A. And B, it's not, you gotta really, I mean, I find I'm always asking Joni, is this really, where does this one go, And it doesn't happen often, but every once in a while, you forget.
You need an adult who knows books. You need an adult who knows books, who can carry boxes. It's not for the elderly, and I am considered elderly, but it's not for the elderly, it's not for the infirm, it's not for children. It's hard work and sorting from April to November. That's how long we work on this.
So then, if you were to have younger people who could do the moving, if there were adults, so if you had like once a month where you have things you don't want that even, okay? Because I'm trying to figure out if I could.
There's not enough consistent moving.
Right, you've gotta be there to sort the books when they come in, to know what people come in with nursing books from 1965. You meet them at the door and you say, no thanks, we can't take them.
Right.
Or Encyclopedia Britannicas, or some. So you have to know what to accept, know where to put what you do accept, and be able to move, and they're constantly moving boxes and getting ready to go for the sale. It's a constant conversation.
Having somebody younger that can come in, a husband that only works from home and maybe has a couple hours a week that he can help us move the books from one place to another, because there's like
Carol's not here.
Section things.
Yes.
It would be phenomenal.
I think it's
Are you
only
guys Tuesdays?
It's
And why is it
Tuesdays
only Tuesdays?
from 9 to 7.
Because we don't want.
Or 9 to 11. Whatever, 9 to 11.
Because if it
It's
isn't,
getting out of hand,
because if it isn't on Tuesdays and people there to say no to the books, like Janine said, then people will just dump books.
Right.
And they're nasty and gross, and it's from a yard sale, or they're cleaning out an old
And then
basement.
we have to
And
pay for dumpings.
And then Jay has to deal with it as well. He's cleaning up the messes.
We have a book
That's
burning.
why we made it such a
I
strict.
hate to say this,
fundraiser?
but we really need men. We've had several older men kind of move out.
Wait, Lucy,
Please, yeah.
you actually, my daughter's stronger than a lot of men that I know. So
Yeah.
you don't really need just men. You need strong people. Let's just say able-bodied people.
Right.
No, I have another daughter who's.
Yeah, and it's fine, but you need.
Actually, both daughters are.
If
Hannah is
we
strong.
can get someone to come in, or a couple of people maybe even.
You need these able, strong bodies.
What about talking
But no
to,
books.
And who
Wait, to know books too.
enjoy
so-
Gotta know books.
In the process, we, all of us love
a
to
man.
do it. It's really interesting.
Yes.
People have sort.
Okay, yeah. We got a lot of crosstalk,
Corey,
so we
come
gotta okay, so there is a strong need for sorters who are able-bodied and know books and can help with the categorizing so that you don't have to double up on your work. And
Long and knowledgeable.
There was a postcard that went around to everybody, and it said, these are things where you can volunteer. When I got that in my mailbox, I said, oh, I'll do that.
is that the Paul Volunteer Network?
Volunteer Network.
Yeah, so, yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, that would be, we should do that again.
I did ask them to identify needs for volunteers.
Especially at town meeting, I was really moved by all the people that were talking
Yes.
about
The neighbor to
food
neighbor.
and the
Yep.
neighbor to neighbor. I mean,
Yeah.
I would love to get that in the mail and see where I can contribute. I mean, that would be very useful.
Okay, let's.
can we make it
well,
for
let's.
anything?
Huh?
Did you make a note to talk about that?
Yes, I will. So, and then,
Another thing another place to plug in would be local businesses. I know that St. Gobain last year helped, and I know that Telescope has a program where they, their employees have to have a certain number of hours for volunteer time, and so plugging them into
Helping
And that's in
sort it.
there, but they don't want to come just for one day or one.
They wanna do
weekend.
the whole
They came in at the sale.
yeah.
They did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, that
But
was-
Stewart's will do it, the banks will do it, you know, they'll all send
Price
people.
checker.
You know, that's what they do for the communities.
Right.
But finding places, like if there was a time that, I was thinking that if there was one of the Tuesdays a month where it was like, there was a strong emphasis on that Tuesday to do a certain amount of moving, it would be possible to then coordinate better rather than it being ongoing.
So, do you know how many volunteers you get? Like, do people just start in April and just get a lot? You get overwhelmed?
I sent an email out to everyone who's been volunteering over the years, and so if you're still interested in volunteering, we're gonna start on April 18th, we gotta first
But
decategorize
I mean the
line.
people dropping off the books, like,
Wow.
do you just get overwhelmed right away? Like, people just come?
That's why we pick it on Tuesdays, so
Right.
that we're there, that they don't, people do, like Jed said, drop them off.
Right.
and not look them.
Are there
Mildew, moldy.
Are there lines of people coming?
No, not usually. Toward the end, right before the sale, then people come in and they remember, you know, there's a book
I'm
sale.
just trying to think about the labor needs and if it's simple, if it's the same or if it has a rhythm to it. It sounds like.
For the most part, we got, what, maybe 5 of us, 6 of us?
Yeah.
Just 4, and Blair and Dash and
Who come for a month.
Benji.
Benji.
Yeah.
We should maybe try to get this out in the paper, like public engagement kind of thing,
Do
right?
front porch forum, postcard, I love
But I mean,
the
like,
postcard, get an idea.
to personalize it though, I'd like to get that story out, right? This has been
Yes.
going on for how many years and, you know, I think that would.
Press release kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. I think that, and maybe take some
The town
pictures.
clerk's Facebook and
Yeah.
website.
Yes.
So those are some ways we can get that word out. I just feel like if we make it human, like the, like
A
we're
human
talking.
interest story for the Rutland Herald, and they can charge you.
No, I was thinking just, it sounds like something, the public interest kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, we could do, that's part of Nina's job is to do stuff like, to help you guys with stuff like
that's
this.
Nina.
Right, yeah.
She's not here, we'll load her up.
No, but I'm taking notes.
Yeah.
Because I'll see that.
Okay,
It's on her job description.
yeah. The Olive Oak.
You know, that's why we're here. You guys need to lean on us as well as we need to lean on you
Yes,
for all these fundraising things. Because it's not easy to fundraise.
And it is your fundraising for the sale, by the way.
Yes.
Yep.
Your biggest
It is.
It's the
fundraiser.
biggest fundraiser, yes.
I think it and the annual funds.
The annual fund.
They're pretty.
The annual
pretty sim-
ladder.
Yeah,
It's
pretty similar, but yes.
Yeah,
No.
it just requires a little more physical work.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little, yeah, right, and
Yeah, we'll take the daughters.
I'd like to get that out there, like how
Yes.
much people contribute to make this happen. It's a real community thing.
And it's the largest used book sale in
New England.
New England.
Yeah.
That's what we keep claiming, I don't know if it's true.
Yeah, because
Somebody would come after you if it.
But you know what, there are no book sales anymore, there's very few.
Right,
So this
they
is,
pull a card out in front of their libraries.
right, they just do it at one, yeah, okay.
People love it.
I have
So-
a question for you guys. I just was looking through this quickly. So the school needs to be reserved or someone needs to ask them?
yes.
Yeah.
So is that
book the
something that
bonus?
I can?
It actually tells you in that
Yeah.
thing that I gave you, the
And it-
printout.
And it's the last Saturday in July?
Last Saturday and Sunday of July.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
that was-
and then the
We
like
still
Wednesday,
technically need it from
Wednesday
Wednesday
to, yeah,
Through Monday, actually.
Monday,
Yeah, Monday.
okay.
Because there's nobody and to take the books now. There's nobody we can give the books to anymore because we didn't have anybody last year. So we had to take them all back to Jed's.
Oh, somebody picked them up
Yeah, we
previously.
used to have somebody that picked them up and took them and
Oh,
But
now
they've all gone out of
they take
business.
them.
right, okay.
So
Okay.
That makes it even twice as hard.
And then we have to resort them. They all get put in the wrong boxes.
Right.
So that's another,
They're definitely worth that effort and time, like not donating to nursing homes or hospitals.
no, they don't want them.
Nobody does?
They don't want
If you tell
them.
people ask you what you do with the unsold books, and if you say you throw them out,
That'll just,
yeah, they don't like it.
Right?
They don't want to donate.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna get thrown
But we
out.
try not to throw them
there's-
out.
Yeah, we try, yeah.
Yeah.
And if we get 1,500 books on Hitler, we're not gonna keep them all, because they're all the same, you know, they keep coming in. Whatever.
James Patterson.
Patterson's.
It's a hot potato.
Do we want to look for, do we want to look for organizations that pick up again this year? Do we want to try to make?
That would be great,
There is a
definitely.
company, Rhode Island, I can't remember the books, I was talking to a librarian in Hastings on Hudson or something like that, and she mentioned, I think it Rhode Island Books or something. See if I can remember the name.
I did a cursory Google search and there's an organization called Big Hearted that collects and redistributes unwanted media. And they are a fundraiser, and then there's also one that's called Pick Up Please, which collects books on behalf of Vietnam veterans. And they collect and redistribute used books and materials. So I can make a contact to them and see if any of these people would be interested in picking up for us.
That's gonna be great.
Well, of course, there's World Book, but they want you to put them in their boxes and sort them the way they want them.
Oh, wow.
They took us off their list, they didn't like what we were donating.
Yeah. And I mean, and a lot of those places charge you.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, $500 to take a half a cartload, you know?
But if we're paying for a dumpster,
Right.
is it like, if an organization is willing to take our books,
Yeah.
is it better to make a donation to a
Rather than
charitable organization
resort and
or
do it,
to
shuffle
Casella?
it around again, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
That's
I
a good
think
point.
so.
Feel that way.
And then it's
Well, the
getting
books
books out there still, you know?
Actually, because thrown away are the ones that
I know,
sneak in and get,
Some need to get thrown away.
I understand that, but I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
That's just by quality control then, you mean? Yeah, okay. So the book committee, book sale committee would be on the agenda going forward through, so.
Yeah.
I don't know if, did any of you guys get on that committee or no? Or is that, right, is that the one that has people from the public?
Grace and everybody else. What do you mean?
Right, it has people from the public.
I think
And
that it
Hannah,
was kind of, well, no one wanted to be on the committee except
Hannah did.
me,
Hannah
so-
did.
Hannah said,
Yeah.
she raised her hand.
Yeah. So, but then you guys want to be part of that committee or just do the book sorter kind of group on your own? Like,
We need them on the committee.
we do, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be on the committee, but we pretty much already have our hands full, like I said, from April.
Right, yes.
But
Just
we
like
know what
we-
we have, we know what we have to do.
Right,
It's the other stuff.
right.
that-
But it needs to get like publicized
Yeah.
and.
Yeah, it's all the stuff in that pic.
Plus, you have the most experience and information, so it's like, out of the committee, it's
Glad
really
to
about
help you, yeah,
communication.
glad to help.
Yeah,
Okay,
yes.
absolutely.
okay,
I think that'd be a good idea too, to talk to Nina possibly about.
yes.
Yeah,
the
she's-
campaign for volunteers.
Yeah, I'll put that on, when I
Advertising
talk.
for it
And
later.
anybody who wants to come see the barn and see what we do, you know?
I mean, we could, yeah, like, do some video, we could get some, I think we could,
See the barn.
Have a little field trip, go to the barn.
yeah.
Go visit Jed's barn.
It's very well organized, where we know what.
Will Jed smile?
We know where things are and how
Will
to
Jed
get
smile?
them there. and
Yeah,
Yeah, well, you helped unload Grace last year, all the leftovers.
yeah, you did, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
okay.
Well, thanks for coming
sounds like
out.
we're kind of, we're aligned and thank you so much.
For listening to us.
Dun. Okay. So,
Much longer, do you think?
I'm thinking we should,
Need a break or
Yeah.
cut her up?
yeah, I think so. I was wondering if everybody would like to put the policies for the next.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Please, I'm feeling a little.
library report.
Yes, yeah, we're scooting that to next week and then, right, so I have library report to board and then the board
like, is gonna report to the select board, but you are reporting, to us.
So
Thank you.
we're tabling policies, yes?
Till next week, or next month, I'm sorry.
Table it, are we gonna table the evaluations?
Hiring and, policy for hiring and evaluation, I
Yeah.
think till next, because it's a lot.
So just everything we didn't do,
Right.
staff and
For-
volunteers, director, board
Yes.
trustee, self-evaluation, all those things we're gonna wait.
But they
Right.
won't take as long as I think the work that we did tonight.
This is a good, we got a lot done.
Yeah, and do,
No,
yes,
happy with us.
it is good.
Okay.
So Adele,
Ready?
Adele, yes.
Okay. Circulation for February was 534 books were checked out.
That's a lot more, isn't
And
it?
we had 557 people enter the library.
Wow.
In February, and we had 2 massive snow days. There was 2 days that we weren't open.
Wow.
Right,
So, and I didn't get Libby, and Canopy, we had 88 movies be played, which is average. So I wanted to just point out, there's a Koha sheet for you guys. I made a Koha cheat sheet.
yeah,
If any of you have to run the library,
Oh, okay.
follow that to get into Koha.
thank you,
And you
yeah.
can check in and check out, and there's also, one in the desk.
Okay.
Okay.
Under the computer.
Okay,
And there's a volunteer list, there's only one person that does have the key, and I wrote that down, she's right at the top.
Right.
And you can depend on her,
yes.
she's very good.
Yep.
She didn't have a key the other day when we saw her.
It was at her house.
Oh,
She left it home.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I need you guys to, if you're gonna be a key holder, if you want a code.
Yes.
Yeah,
we do.
Your own personal code.
Yeah.
We should,
Let me know what they are, and I can get a hold of,
we should not, we
Countryside Alarm.
So each,
have our own.
so then we would,
let them know, and also update who to contact if something doesn't.
I'm on,
Right.
they contact me
Yes.
now, and I live a mile from the library,
Yes.
so it really makes sense.
yes,
Do you already have a code with them?
I just have I have my own code for my house, but I can have a different code for here.
Yeah, that's what.
Then we know who's coming in and out.
Exactly.
I mean, there's more
Everybody has their own
accountability.
code. And the people that are just using the library at one time is the code that's our public code.
The standard,
right?
the one that we all use now. Right,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
so then we would just have a 4-digit, and then we would put the 1 or 2
and most
at
people use
the
the last 4 digits of their phone number, if that's what you'd like to use. If not, you can use whatever you like. You know,
Something easy to remember.
Yes.
Yeah, because there's so many.
As a board, you do not have to have a key, so if some of you do not want the responsibility of having a key, you don't have to, so it's up to you.
So we'll just let you know.
Just let me know, you can email me, and I can just, need a new printer. That printer that we bought last year, that laser printer was a brother.
In 1 year, it's already.
1 year, warranty was over.
It was just over.
It's just over. I took it to Staples, and they were like, well, you didn't buy the extended warranty, and I said, no, I didn't. So I would definitely, and I don't know, Brother's just the middle of the line, kind of, and it wasn't that great of a printer, so. We have to get another one. So did you want to go more high-end, or do you want to stick around 150, 200? That's another Brother. I did a little bit of research, or do you want to go? We have to keep it simple, because our patrons, you know, we don't want to be helping them to print off everything off their phone all the time.
And do we charge for the print?
We do
Okay.
charge.
'Cause
It's 25 cents for color, 20 cents for black and white.
Okay,
We do charge.
yeah.
If we went with a slightly higher end one, would we be able to then get a better warranty? Because
Yes,
it's
well,
like-
we can get an extended warranty.
And, I mean,
I'm not, you know, working with Staples is tough.
I'm wondering if
Scotland,
there's,
I don't know.
there's certain printers that are known for having better ink, because like, you're, you know,
Well,
like,
you would get a laser printer anyways,
Okay.
and we only need a black and white, we don't need a color, that makes it more expensive.
Yeah.
So if you just throw me a price, I can order one, whatever. There's so many out there, and it gets kind of confusing.
And you gotta look for a good sale. Best Buy is a good resource too, but,
always-
you know,
yeah.
Staples has,
Best Buy, you
Yeah.
know, Staples.
they deliver in a day.
Yeah, I'll just get the extended warranty.
Have a look at.
And that is more expensive.
I've
If
got
you went to
pretty good luck.
Walmart, actually, I hate to say this, but Walmart has a better extended warranty. than Staples. Because with Walmart, you can take the machine, dump it on the counter and say, and they'll say you can get a new one.
I just don't like.
I know, I agree with you totally.
Yeah.
Think about it, let me know what people wanting to print stuff out.
So how would we go about doing that?
You don't have a single
So-
one that works over there?
No, there's one.
No, there's one in the, yeah, in the office, but what people have to do is
patrons can't do- yeah.
they have to send it to us through email, and then I print it out for them. And that's, I would
Well,
prefer,
and you don't really,
I think under $200.
under 200.
yeah.
And anybody have a favor as to what the better printer?
I have had a lot of luck with Hewlett Packard.
That's what I have.
Okay. All right, I'll look,
It might be.
I'll look into it
I think it's like
tomorrow.
250
Mine
or
wasn't.
something.
Mine wasn't, but that doesn't mean anything because it's probably 2 years old, so.
The Hewlett Packard we have here is really good.
You gotta look for your ink, the ink costs, and now they try to get tricky with like managing, like.
Oh, yeah, subscription to, but this is laser, right? So
We're gonna do
it's-
laser, so.
It's just.
Oh, so that's probably more money, right?
They might be.
No, actually, they're not. If you
Do
go
it
with
before
straight
the-
black and white.
Before the
Tariffs.
tariffs come.
They're already here, though. I mean,
Well,
I feel like
they're here, but
So do you
maybe
want
not on
an
that printer that we want.
extended warranty?
I guess.
Depends on what it costs and what it comes with.
All right, I'll just do research under 200. I'll get the best I can get. How's that?
Do you think that's not enough?
I don't know. I think I spent
think it is.
$250 on mine.
Printers are
but-
cheap now.
So maybe
Oh, they are? Oh, it did bite a while
But we
ago.
also, they're cheap, but they also break down within a year. So I feel like,
I've had one that I got for like $100 for years now, but I don't print as much as this
Yeah.
gets printed.
Mine's color. It was about $250. Okay.
They don't,
But
it
it's
doesn't get
not
used as much as, like, it's just some, people want to send out their Christmas letters or something, and that's.
Does anybody have wire cutter here besides me? I love wire cutter. It's, I mean, maybe, we can check, just.
What is
because
it?
It's New York Times and it's like Consumer Reports,
Yeah.
but they'll give you like
Okay,
the best
yes.
of almost
I'll-
anything.
yes, yeah.
They are really good at doing all that, that
Okay.
work for you,
Okay. Yeah.
comparison.
Okay, and, I just wanted to let you know, we have the poetry event going on. I don't know if you're all aware of that. It's fabulous. It's really cute. We're giving away 3 little prizes, some gift certificates. So we've had kids and adults coming to, and it's perfect. It's really, people are.
You've had a good turnout?
Really encouraging.
Maybe we need a poetry slam.
Yeah. We
Well,
do
that's
have
generally
one.
in April.
We do have one.
I mean, it's poetry month.
That, Anita Pomerantz used to run a poetry on the month of April, but now I don't think she's gonna be doing it anymore.
Oh.
So if there's, I don't know.
I
I'd have to get
remember
a hold.
Arlington Library they used to have unbelievable guest poets come, like poet laureates.
Yeah, but the funny thing about it is poetry month is October, not
Oh.
April.
it is April.
Some of it's April.
Is it?
The schools do April.
It's April.
Yeah.
But I've looked it up and it always said October.
We'll call it April.
Okay.
Sorry, I want to go back to the printer. Did we have a budget then? Did we talk?
I heard 200?
Under
I'm looking
200?
at, I thought 250, but I think you should look at wire cutter and see.
On wire cutter.
Oh, okay.
And you found
So they're
something?
saying, so they're saying, the best pick overall is, hold on, the HP Color LaserJet Pro.
They come in black and white.
So we don't need black and white, but, they're saying about $400.
Oh.
So I'm
That's
looking,
for color.
so that's for color. The budget pick is the Brother Wireless for around 160.
But we just had that one.
We just had that one and it was, but maybe it was a different
You know how
model
much
too.
the extended warranty was? Would it
I
be?
can't remember. I can't remember. It can't be. It can't be.
It might be fine.
Couple hundred.
The Brother might be just fine. If that's what they're the best budgeted one.
They're recommending, so the Brother, if we want the best monochrome, it is the Brother MFC L2900DW.
Would you read that again?
You email that to me, Pawlet.
MFC, I'll email it to you. But but those are ranging from about 300. So I think that we should say not to exceed 400, just because there are.
A lot though, in my opinion.
But it is also something that.
I'd want another warranty too, though. I mean, if it's
Definitely
like
extended warranty.
Yeah.
on a $400, that's a substantial printer for $400.
I mean, I've had a home office printer and the one we have at the diner, we've had for like 5 years. I mean,
It's like $60 or something.
those are like 100, 120, 150, but
Okay.
But I feel like the brother we just got last year, and I feel like in my.
could it have been a lemon?
And you're here, we've gone through 2
What were the
printers.
problems with it, Adele?
Hold on, Karen.
It just quit. So, it just stopped. Somebody was trying to print something out and the screen just went blank. So I took it to Staples and I said, well, he says, well, what did it do? And I said, well, the on button came on, but then the screen, didn't light up. And he's like, oh, it didn't light up. He says, it's no good.
Wow.
So, that's what he told me. So I just take it, but they didn't want to deal with it. And then he said, well, you didn't get the extended warranty. I was like, I'm so sorry.
What were you saying, Joni?
So I was saying, I think that we had, like, there have been 2 printers purchased in my 2 years here. So we've been spending, instead of spending
Right.
$200 every year,
Right.
it would make more sense to me to spend $400 and then have it last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Rather than.
Only if that was like, if I understand what you're saying.
Right,
But I mean, I've had like the most expensive vacuum cleaner and the cheapest vacuum cleaner, and nobody lasts longer than the other.
Okay.
So I don't know if that necessarily equates to better quality and longer lasting. That's my point.
But if it's better, if it's.
The warranty.
It has a good warranty.
The warranty.
If we're paying for more for a warranty.
Sure, but I mean, but I doubt that the extended warranty on a $160 printer is $200. Like it's
No,
okay,
it's
30
probably
bucks.
30 bucks
30,
a
50,
year or
right.
something. So if we can get it to last 3 years, that'd be perfect.
Great.
So, and being matte is black and white only, and not color, it's gonna be less expensive.
Right. Is there would there ever be a need for our community to have a color printer, or do they just go elsewhere?
No.
They can do it across the.
Yes, and we have sent people across the street
great.
before. They have a fabulous printer over there.
Beautiful.
Especially more intense, when they need more intense stuff done.
Great.
Okay, so.
I'll email you the article and you can.
Okay, so.
We have, yours, Lauren, where did we settle then for money?
200 plus.
250?
Okay.
200, 250.
Works for me.
Okay.
Including the warranty.
Including warranty, okay.
And if you learn anything different, you can communicate to Corey.
I will. Okay. The infrared / window dresser thing is this week, this Saturday at 1 o'clock with Frank, Lucy Norman, so that's all here. Frank tried to pull me in a little bit. I said, it is your program. The library is just giving you just providing the space.
For the community, yeah.
Because he was looking at getting us to advertise, and I'm like, no. So, and then Sunday, the next day, I have a renter, I think it's Maureen Brown, I think that's what she said her last name was, and I know, and she's doing a director's meeting here. So hers starts at 1 p.m. and I'll walk her through everything she needs to know. She'll fill out the paperwork. She's coming in tomorrow. Give her a key, code, tell her what needs to be done. The place has got to be, cleaned up. There's going to be like 20 to 30 people.
Wow.
She thinks.
Is it going to be here? Oh, okay. I like this room. Wow.
Is that like
some kind of meeting that she's coordinating about directors? I'm not positive, exactly what I can, once she fills out the paperwork, then I'll know exactly what it is.
Oh, interesting.
And we're charging $10 an hour.
Right, okay.
It's still very reasonable. And that might be something you guys want to think about up and on the rates. And then Nina kind of threw out that maybe we should sign up for Venmo for donations.
It's a great idea.
Yep.
And she knows how to do that, so.
Why not?
That is something.
I love it. We have something else though? Not that we need to keep it.
It's on the donor snap thing.
Yeah, there is something on the website.
Okay,
Yeah.
do we pay for that every month?
But
No, Venmo's free and
No, that was-
everybody uses it. The donor snap.
Donor Snap we pay for. Donor Snap is different. Donor Snap is totally different. That's more coordinating keeping organized all the addresses.
So we keep that anyway.
Updated people who we donate to, but
Okay.
how much they donate
But it's
every
not-
year.
Oh, I thought
it's a whole different
to that
system.
website one.
Also, the point of sale system that we use at the library book sale
Oh, yes.
has an option where we could create a QR code that people could scan.
That's a problem.
That is a
Yeah.
problem?
A QR code.
Why is that a problem?
Because a lot of people don't have updated cell phones and they can't use a QR code.
But it's another option that people can use, so it's
Yeah.
like.
Yes, we can throw that in, yes.
Yeah.
yes.
Because, and I was wondering if it would be, we would be able to use that system that we currently have and also
Yeah.
plug in Venmo to that system.
Okay, yeah,
as an option.
definitely, okay.
Because at the library book sale, having people be able to pay
Yeah.
with either Apple Pay
Yeah.
or Venmo would be very helpful.
Now, did the money go into the savings or checking?
It
or
hasn't, it's still in the.
Credit card?
It's still in the square. It needs to go to the new bank account, yeah.
Okay, there isn't, so,
I'm gonna arrange that with Julie tomorrow.
okay,
Yep.
good.
I feel like that's something that we should talk about too for the book sale for coming up. All of the infrastructure for the point of sale system is for people who have it has the headphone jack, and most modern phones don't have a headphone jack.
Right.
And so the day of, I had figured out a workaround, but the day of that workaround didn't work, and so we only had one available system that worked. So I feel like that is something that should be added to the book sale list, is coming up with getting a new
Point of sale.
system.
Point of sale.
Okay.
And then, that's it?
I have,
Quick and fast.
I have one more thing. Sure. You just dovetail into, you said listening to music.
Yes,
So Frank Nelson, I was here.
yes, he walked me, well,
He walked you
yeah.
through it. I was here for a book, the library children's hour, and Frank was telling me that there is a simple system that we can purchase for less than $100, maybe like $50, $20.
$20.
Where it uses the excellent speakers that we have, and it plugs into our existing sound system and allows that to communicate with Bluetooth, so that anybody who has a phone who would like to use the speakers could then use it, because right now it's a whole bunch of cumbersome cords and things, and it's not really usable for most people with technology. But it would be something, if we could maybe do an exploration of that and see if that's something that we would like to do.
There's a possibility that Frank might donate that.
Okay.
So is it just a Bluetooth speaker?
It's not a Bluetooth speaker. It
Works with these speakers?
It works with the sound system that we
It's like a
have, and
hub
it just
system that
it plugs into that sound system and then creates a small Bluetooth bubble.
Oh, okay.
You download it onto your phone.
I have that with my Sonos. I have like a little thing that connects like my other speaker system to that, so you can run it off your phone.
Yeah.
But I
That's for- oh,
I would
sorry.
assume with the music that there's still quiet, there's like still
Oh,
quiet
yeah,
areas.
definitely quiet. We have a, yes.
No,
I
or
mean, it's
even-
more for like, just if it's during, when there's really not a lot of people here.
Yeah.
And of course we ask, you want me to turn down the music, I can shut it off, are you, and, but anybody who really needs like quiet area, we used to send them downstairs to use that. And if somebody goes downstairs, I would shut the music off, definitely. And it's so exceedingly loud that.
Oh, no, I'm sure.
I mean, it's very quiet out there, it's probably a little louder in here, and I don't even think you could hear it in the children's room. So, I mean, we have a lot of time that it is quiet here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we get, everybody comes in at once.
Yeah.
So anyways.
Good numbers for February. Good numbers for February.
Yeah, they're really going up, and that is those homeschool parents and the teenagers, and they will drop once they leave, because they usually kind of scatter from May through October. They get
Right.
all this, and it really drops. I mean,
Figuring out how to create engagement throughout the summer.
Yes.
So is this something that you got when you...
Yeah, I pulled it out. It's just a printout from
everything.
It's for
We'll have a block dance. That's a good fundraiser.
a copy of the bylaws that we did.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
And thanks for sticking with us.
Yes. No problem.
Thanks, Adele.
Thank you.
I don't normally set that long. It hurts.
Everything hurts.
Well, have a good evening.
You too.
Good night.
Thank you, you too.
so the next thing was to approve a library report to the select board, and that's just like if we want to report out to the select board, they talked about putting us on the,
Once a month.
yeah, on the agenda, and I guess I would just say we had an organizational meeting, and things seem to be going well, and we are, I don't know, we're making some progress on all of this, like, infrastructure. So that's,
Yeah.
and then I don't understand, I have to get clarification on, us having a quorum at the meeting. So I've been told if we approve something and that's what I'm reporting, then we're not acting like on library business because it's already approved.
And also, if no one else who's there is not speaking.
Right.
That was made really clear, I think, multiple times, that we can be in the same place as long as we're not conducting library business.
Right.
And you're just giving a report.
Yes.
I think that if we're on the agenda for the select board, we would then be warned, it would be warned under the auspices of the select board, because it would be like, the library is going to speak about this. And so even if several of us were reporting about different things.
It's already been warned.
It's been warned.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that would be my understanding. I mean, it could be.
No, I like it. I like it, and I think it's true.
I feel like it would be breaking the law to say that we couldn't go.
Right.
Well, we could go, but we'd just have to warn it as our own meeting.
If we were meeting.
If we were meeting,
But if we're not,
yes.
but if we're going to a select board meeting because we're members of the community and want to listen to what's going on.
Right.
You know, or talk about our own roads.
Right.
Or whatever.
Right, not as library board.
Yeah.
So anyway, I guess I will just be stating this, kind of the results of this meeting. And, yeah, okay. So we have the books orders, they're already gone.
Agenda.
Sorry, what? Yeah, we're on number 13, lucky 13, reflecting on operating norms. So we focused on agenda topics, excellent. We're open-minded, yes, respect each other, I think we did very well with this. Value different viewpoints, again, we all contributed and thought about all of these things, and that was good. Be responsive and responsible to our community with reference to the strategic plan, which I don't quite understand that part, but I believe we were responsive and responsible. Sure. Make decisions based on data and facts, yes. Listen to each other, yes. Be reflective, yes. Run meetings that respect time. I think it was respectful, like the discussion, but not, you know, sticking to what we had, and that was important. Have concise agendas, yes, and are transparent. Yes. If anybody has any thoughts or reflections, open to that.
No, I'd like to just reflect by saying that I really, I just appreciated the way the meeting went. It felt good as a board, and it felt good with the audience, and it just feels productive and respectful, and I appreciate it.
Yes, I agree. Yeah. We have public comments. Anybody? Next meeting, so then that's to be determined, which we think is that April. Is it April 8th? Well, when's the select board meeting?
Okay.
That's what we need to know.
Select board meeting is on the 1st.
Okay, so we're on the 8th.
Double check it. 25th is not, 18th is, yeah. Select board's the 1st, so we're the 8th.
Okay, so next meeting, April 8th at 6 o'clock.
Oh, right.
Everybody remember that time.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
I already forgot.
And to have a motion to adjourn.
Oh, and maybe have Nina put something out there about something.
Like a targeted.
An extra thing.
Notice, yes, I think so.
6 o'clock.
Yeah.
On the,
Yeah, okay.
Good idea.
Oh, right, well, I will be meeting with them and then reporting back to you guys. But yes, Nina, to like a targeted notice about our new hour.
And make sure you let all your friends or people know who want to come. We've delayed the meeting for them.
Yes, I did hear a lot about that. Awesome. I mean, a lot of people.
I might have to do that remotely.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm sure we can figure that out.
Okay. That would just be a call-in? But that's, yeah, that's just a call-in then, I guess, okay. Okay, so do we have a motion to adjourn?
I will.
And, second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? No, thank you. Okay, all in favor? Aye. And meeting is adjourned at 8:49. Whew.